What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. Where I'm at right now, it's April 27th, 2025, about 2:53 p.m. where I'm at right now. And today, we're just going to do a little chill live stream where I just, chill on the mic for maybe an hour and a half or so and talk about this film, Beckett. And it's a call in show. So everybody's welcome to come in, chop it up, talk about this movie or talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been, like I say, almost on every stream. I've been hella busy with work, with writing, with school, all that good stuff. And that's why it's hard to always consistently come on live and chop it up with the people. But I watched this film, Beckett, which was a request from one of our longtime subscribers, supporters, my guy Nelson Moreno out there in Portugal. The film stars John David Washington. It came out in 2021. It's about this young black man from America who's out in Greece with his girlfriend, who's Greek. And there's like a lot of political tension in the air because the Greek people are like protesting their corrupt government and stuff like that. But Beckett, the guy, and his girlfriend don't want to be involved in any of that. So they leave the city of Athens and go out to like the countryside to have like a romantic getaway weekend while the people are protesting in Athens. And while they're there, they're screwing a lot, humping a lot, smashing cheeks and stuff like that. And then one day, while they're driving late at night in Greece, they get into a car crash. Or actually, their car falls off a cliff because Beckett, the guy, is driving the car, but he falls asleep. He's been up all night, smacking cheeks and stuff like that. So his car falls over a cliff with him and his girlfriend in it. His girlfriend, falls out of the car like she dies, and the car crashes into a house. But Beckett survives, right? And when Beckett lands in this house, he's barely conscious, but he sees like this little boy looking at him, and then this woman like ushers the little boy away quickly, right? And Beckett wakes up in the hospital. The police come. They tell him that his girlfriend died. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let me get the call in thing open again. Oh, but my guy Nelson Moreno joined. Let my guy Nelson Moreno in. Let's see what Nelson got to say. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him well and all that good stuff. Shout out to my guy Nelson Moreno, man. Let me make sure I can hear him. Yo, Nelson, you got to unmute. I asked him to unmute. I got the mute button on under control to make sure, the trolls don't take over take over the
Yeah,
stream.
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. I'm good.
All right, good, man. How you been, man?
I have. I've been okay. I've been okay.
Yeah, working hard.
Working real hard. Too much.
I wanted to ask you, what's a good time to do these like live streams? Would you like it at like in the afternoon, in the evening? Because I don't know. I thought on a
Yeah, it's just
Sunday.
like just like uh just like now on the evening, afternoon. It's
In the
afternoon. Yeah,
afternoon is cool.
the same time as now, basically, kind of.
All right, all right. But I wanted to ask you, why did you think this would be a good film? I mean, I saw a lot of parallels in my life in it. But and maybe you were
Well,
thinking, oh, Beckett and April are like Acty and Simon.
uh, the reason was I think is like is one of the few movies where it captures like racism in a really good way. Mainly because a very unique experience to a black person who's like living abroad
Yeah,
or just visiting, because sometimes you're in a room with some people and you don't know what they're saying. thinking, man, are they talking about me? Are they calling me like the N word or something?
Oh hell yeah.
Stuff like that.
I felt
And it
like that in
captured
the
that.
movie, like in the scene
Yeah.
when Beckett wakes up in the car, when he's running from the police and those old Greek guys find him. And I could have swore they opened the door and said, "Why is there a nigga sleeping in your car?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that throughout the movie. You don't know when he's safe.
Yeah, you don't know when he's safe, and it's hard to hide too.
Yeah.
It's not like this is Tom Hanks running over Greece.
Give,
It's
give me
like,
just a sec.
yeah, yeah.
How do I mute this?
Just press mute.
Oh,
Yeah. And whenever you come back, you can just press unmute whenever you're ready. But yeah, like I was saying, in the film, Beckett wakes up in the hospital. The police, tell him his girlfriend died, and they take his, they ask him what happened and stuff like that. Beckett has to call the parents of his girlfriend, and he says, I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened to her, but I'm so sorry and stuff like that.
yeah. If Beckett remind me of something, it was like a hot, warm chocolate milk.
What do you
You know what
mean?
I'm
Like he's
saying?
just too soft? You feel like he's too soft?
It's not that he's soft. He's just he's kind of sweet. He's kind of like emotional in a good way.
Hmm.
He's just a nice warm chocolate milk.
That's funny. What do you think about John David Washington as an actor? Because I feel like, you know, I honestly don't feel like he's as charismatic as his father. But when it comes to these action movies he's doing, like The Creator, like Tenet, like Beckett, you know what I'm saying? He is a good action star, but he's not charismatic to me. But what do you think?
Well, in the beginning, I thought he was a little overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
He's certainly a Nepo baby for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
But honestly, as the time has been going on, I think he's kind of proven himself. To be honest,
Yeah, he's proven himself.
he's not his dad for sure, but he's getting better, and I like him. He's charmful.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Let me just check and make sure that the people can hear you. Hold on. Hold on one second. All right. I'm just running a quick check. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. That was very good. All right. Audio's great. Audio's great. All right. Cool, cool.
You
But
you have like, do you want or you need a summary or something?
I was running through the story. I was just talking about the story, like from beginning to end. And, when did you see this film?
Maybe 1 year or so ago on Netflix.
Okay. Okay. Do you usually watch like random Netflix movies? Because you've put us onto a lot of stuff like that cannot be found on Netflix, like those Gaspar Noé films and other stuff. You know.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't even. I'm not sure. I know why I watched this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Luca Guadagnino?
The name sounds familiar, but is that the guy that did?
The guy
It,
Challengers, Call Me by Your
yeah,
Name,
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. The name sounds familiar. I was about to say, did he do?
Suspiria.
Yeah, when not when they see us. That other show about those kids in Italy.
Ah, yeah, We Are Who We Are.
Yeah, we are who we are, right? Why did he do
Yeah.
this film too?
No, he produced this movie, and his ex and his currently ex boyfriend. He directed this movie.
Wow.
Also, Blood Orange.
Yeah, I know the music group. Yeah, he's like a
Yeah,
singer.
Devonte, yeah, he made the score for this film.
Mm,
And even then, I wasn't all the way in this movie. But
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the beginning of the movie, I was a little high and anything, and it had a good interracial couple. It had Alicia Vikander. She's very cute,
I
and
don't
I
think
thought,
she's that
this
cute.
has nice vibes. I like this.
She was believable. Like she was like believable as in like okay, that's a
Yeah,
girlfriend. Like she looks like a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
true,
But
true, true.
but she wasn't
She
that
looks. She
cute.
was really into him.
Yeah. I haven't seen John David Washington kiss a black woman on screen. What is that? And
Oh my god.
and his father, Denzel, famously said, he would never kiss a white woman on screen because he didn't want to alienate the black female audience he built up. So it's so funny
Oh
his son
wow,
is doing the opposite.
I've seen him kiss an Asian woman. Have you seen the creator?
Yeah, yeah, we reviewed the creator like a year ago, but yeah, he's never kissed a black woman on screen. What's up with that?
Hmm. But he doesn't have like that many movies if you think about it.
Really, I feel like he's done a
Yeah.
lot. Tenet, Creator, Beckett, maybe some other ones I can't think of, but I feel like his filmography is pretty dense right now.
Uh, do you know Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's allowed with a black woman in the new movie, Mickey 17.
really.
Yeah, yeah, she's really pretty too, the woman.
Okay, okay, but yeah. See, John David Washington also did Black Klansman. Yeah, did you see that?
Oh, of course I saw that with a Spike Lee movie.
Yeah,
Where he's
classic.
pretending to be white.
Yeah, that was a classic. I like that movie a
What?
lot.
Wait. He does. I think he does kiss a black woman in that movie, in the
Oh, he
Klansman movie.
does. Yep. You know
I
what?
think he has. At least he has a relationship like platonic or something with a black woman.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. But I'm not judging him on that too much. I just thought that was interesting because his father is the total opposite with his films. But once again, I don't find him to be that charismatic. But he is a good action star because this is a type of movie that I like to call run nigga run movies. Basically, any movie where a black man is being chased, I call it run nigga run. And so
Oh my god.
when we think about those types of movies, there's so many stars that done it well. I think Will Smith is the king of run nigga run because in every movie he like I Am Legend, I Robot, uh, Independence Day, that nigga running for his life. You feel me? But
Yeah,
who else is running a lot? I'm trying to think. Will Smith runs a lot. I feel like Denzel did a few run nigga run movies, but
for sure.
John David is
Wesley Snipes on The Fugitive.
yes. Wesley Snipes
Fugitive
has done a
Two.
few run nigga runs. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I also feel I was talking with Acty about this the other day. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio has done a few run nigga run movies too.
Oh well,
Catch Me If You Can and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Titanic.
yeah.
He's swimming for his life.
He looks when he was younger, he looked like a runner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yo, yeah, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is definitely a run nigga. He is the run nigga run king. That's right. But no, if we keep it to the black film stars, Will Smith, I feel like is king of this genre, and I feel like John David Washington is trying to do like a Will Smith type of thing, be that new young black, action star that has blockbusters. But I don't feel like he's had that blockbuster success yet. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah, Tenet flopped. I think Tenet not flopped, but I think it kind of underperformed.
yeah.
The creator underperformed.
Hmm.
This movie is not really well received by critics,
Yeah.
so he hasn't really found his stride. I think.
Yeah, he hasn't found it. I mean, there's still time. He really only got started back in like 2018. So it's still a young career. So maybe he'll like grow into it
Yeah.
sooner. But anyway, continuing on in this story, I also liked how this film, sort of showed Greece, like the grimy side of Greece. I've never been to the country, but I like how in this film, like it made it look very believable, and it reminded me of my time in like Tunisia, my time in Turkey. That Mediterranean vibe, but also like
Yeah.
the corruption and the danger all around it. Like, what did you think of the
Yeah.
atmosphere in this film?
Yeah. One of the things that I liked about this movie, it kind of a little bit reminded me of Portugal.
Mm,
It was really nice. It was really like rustic.
hmm.
Um, the people were surprisingly nice. I was like always on my guard. I mean, I was like feeling like David Washington. I feel like on my guard,
Hmm.
and it was a tremendously beautiful country. I would like to visit one day.
Okay. Okay. So Portugal has sort of like the same vibe as like what we see of Greece in this film, you think?
Yeah, it has. From what I've seen, it has more similar vibes to Italy, but it has a few similar vibes to Greece as well. Yeah,
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
the
So
people
like
even look similar.
yeah, one of the things I kind of like about the beginning half of this film is that it is so believable, like the idea of like corrupt police, because like after Beckett wakes up in the hospital, he like goes back to the scene of where the accident happened, and he's looking at the blood of his girlfriend on the floor, and he's about to commit suicide. But then this random white woman starts shooting at him, and I was like, "Oh shit, this Karen is turned up. She's that's
Yeah.
that's a next level Karen." And then he runs away. The cop that was talking to him earlier comes out and says, "Beckett, my friend, it's okay." And then they both start shooting at the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I was like, that's kind of believable for me. I could imagine, there being corrupt police out there like shooting brothers. But what did you think about the believability of this film?
Well, I really liked it. It felt more like Jason Bourne than something like James Bond.
Hmm.
It gave a really nice thriller to it. So which just made it like the believability made it all the much better, I think.
Yeah, yeah. The first half felt believable to some degree. The second half, like when he makes it to Athens, and he gets caught up with the embassy, and it sort of
In the
becomes,
CIA.
yeah, yeah, like it becomes like a Jason Bourne type of thing. And at the end, when he becomes like super nigga and like saves the day, I was
Yeah.
like, that's too much. That's too much. But the first half, when he's getting like chased through the woods by this like corrupt cop and this random Karen shooting at him, I was like, oh, that's real. So like, yeah, he's running all through the woods trying to find help. He's trying to help him and save him, and then Beckett is like, I don't know what's going on, and he already has like a bullet wound, but the Greek farmer guy helps him and stuff like that. So I felt like this film, on one hand, it was like showing like how there's like this underlying current of racism throughout this film, right? Because I felt like
Exactly.
at the beginning, like the police were gonna say this black person came here and murdered a white woman in our country. This is why we have to lynch him. You know what I'm saying? But then the other Greek people, some of the other Greek people, are really kind and nice to him. So I liked how this film like sort of balanced those two things. But what did you think about that?
That's one of the most realistic things of this, like when you visit these countries. It's
Hmm.
like there's really like really nice people and warm people, and then you just like feel the racism sometimes. It felt true to me at least.
Yeah, for real. Because like we see those scenes, like he's walking, to the train station or something like that, and like people are like staring, like staring for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And once again, if you don't,
There's a lot of staring in this
a
movie.
lot of staring, and I felt like that was so real. That was so real because that's like me every day in Budapest. I take the tram, little kids staring, older people staring. You know what I mean? I felt that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've also experienced like a lot of kind, random people. You know what I mean? Like the farmer guy who helps Beckett in this film. But yeah, basically, like the police show up and they kick the farmer's ass, and Beckett like starts running out the window, and he's still trying to get help and still getting chased all over the country. But yeah, man, the violence in this film was interesting too. It was interesting how they made the violence so believable and stuff like that. Because we see the farmer get his like nose punched in and it's all bloody and on the floor and stuff. Any comments on the violence?
Yeah. I thought, yeah, just like I'm repeating myself kind of, but again, the violence appreciated. There's a lot of these kind of movies, those like geopolitical thrillers and blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt more like that rather than like big explosions, mega shootouts, like James Bond. But just
Yeah.
like one thing that I felt that I really was missing was Beckett's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was like really nice and stuff. I was like, damn man, did she really die? I was wishing she wasn't dead.
Yeah, I was feeling like the entire time because it wasn't confirmed that she was dead until much later in the
We
film.
didn't see it really, right?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, the key to this story is like she's going to wake up from her coma or something like that and like come and
Yeah.
save him. You know what I mean? That would have been the ultimate
I
like
guess that's
lightsaber.
part of the story, him coming terms with it.
That is true. That is true. That's one of the weak points for me in this film is like, yeah, we see Beckett break down later in this film, but the I never got to see him like really cry. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel the grief from him. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe it was hard to have the grief moments because like he's running for his life. But I didn't feel like the sadness. But what about you?
Honestly, I was kind of the opposite to me.
Mm.
Sometimes he was kind of me annoying me because he was like moaning and whipping.
Hmm.
Oh my god! Like when he was called the parents. Sometimes it sounded like very white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
His name is Beckett. I mean,
yeah.
maybe.
but overall, I think it was okay. He did a good job. I think portraying like his affliction.
Yeah. Okay. I also didn't like, the cinematography in this film as far as like
You
the
didn't like it?
well no, let me rephrase that. The lighting. The lighting. I don't know if
Uh,
you noticed this. Maybe it was the TV we were watching it on, but I checked it on my computer like before I started this live stream. There are parts in this film where all we see at night are John David Washington's teeth and eyes. And I'm like, do
ah,
you remember that? Do you remember that? Like in the car
when
scene
he was driving?
when he's driving, all we see are his teeth and eyes. And I'm like,
Nah,
who did the
man.
lighting for this?
Whoa, I didn't see that, man. Honestly, he looked good. He looked good.
You look good, man. I
Maybe it was
couldn't.
the TV.
Maybe it was my TV. I don't know. I felt like this film, it had too much contrast. Like they turned down the brightness, and the contrast was like, no, I couldn't see this man's face while he was driving. And we watched this film at night, like pitch black, cinema.
uh,
All I saw were teeth and eyes. But it looked good on your computer or your TV.
yeah, I saw it on the TV. It looked good. It looked good. He didn't look too black. What?
Oh man, okay, maybe it was me, man. I have to check because on my computer right now he looks crazy. But yeah, man, I felt like that was missing a bit of the emotion, some of the shading. But the when you brought up earlier, like this is like a James Bond type of film or like geopolitical stuff like that. Like I didn't expect the film to go in that direction, and it sort of went in all political directions, right? Because like Beckett finds out later, that maybe the people are chasing him are like right wing fascists. But then later on in the
Yeah.
film, the theory is put out there they're actually communist, far left wing liberals or something like that.
Well, that theory was put up by the embassy guy. The embassy guy was like so shady.
Yeah, the embassy guy made it, he might have put out another conspiracy theory as to who was trying to kill him or maybe just throw Beckett off. But then later we find out,
Yeah,
oh, it's just mafia shit. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm like,
yeah.
the film is sort of like all over the place with what it wants to say. Like it has no clear, point it's trying to make about corruption or politics. But what did you think about that?
Yeah, I did like, you know, because I like I'm a left winger. I did like to be challenged, so I did enjoy. Kind of, he said, actually they were communists. They're the
Mm-hmm.
real racists. So I was like, okay. So I was
uh,
like, okay, okay, let's see where this goes.
mm-hmm.
But then he took another twist where it was like maybe some like corruption thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, well, okay, well that's closer to the fascist guy, so I'll take it. But it did it didn't feel like it felt unsure.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like, the film would have been better if it just stuck with one thing. Like, if you're going to call the bad guys communists, call it communists. I mean, it's an American film, so I would have not been surprised. But it was better when the angle was like right wing fascists are chasing this
For
black
sure,
man,
for sure.
yeah, across the country.
It
Like,
made it all the more scary.
yeah, that makes it way more scary because you don't know who's a
Yeah,
fascist, right? Like, there's that scene when he makes it to Athens and he gets off of the subway, and like, there's the police on one end and another white guy at
yeah.
the other end on a cell phone, right? And he doesn't
And
know
he
who to
doesn't know
trust.
who to trust.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was really cool. That was really cool. But they sort of like said, you know what? Fascists, communists, all the same. Mafia, whatever.
Yeah, like stuff like that train scene.
Hmm.
It felt surprising that it was made. I think this movie was written and also by a white guy,
Hmm.
by some Italian homosexual, because it captured the dilemma very well. Yeah, you have the cop and then you have the fascist.
Yeah,
Like which is it? Yeah,
yeah. And you
it,
don't
it was
know.
surprising. It was a good scene.
Yeah, you don't know who to trust. exactly. But yeah, I think the paranoia in this film is really heavy. You know what I mean? Because like even if Beckett was not on the run from cops or whatever, like that fear as a black man being in a foreign country, with no help and stuff like that, that tension is always there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've been in plenty of places where I felt like, I'm walking late at night. White guy walks past me. I double check to make sure, like, he's not trying to come up behind me or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if it was starring a white guy, this movie would be made
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this movie isn't colorblind.
Yeah. No, it isn't colorblind at all. I was thinking that while watching this, like, would this be as good of a film if Beckett was, you know, the white guy in the embassy instead of John David Washington? But yeah, no, it does have another edge to it because Beckett is black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was also this interesting thing when he went into the embassy and he's like hurt and he's waiting for somebody to help him and he looks up on the wall and sees a picture of Barack Obama. And I thought there was a lot of significance and meaning in that scene. But do you remember that scene at all?
I don't. I have a concept of a memory of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
basically, he finally makes it to the embassy after he like fights that fascist and like some Greek people help him there. And while he's like getting his wounds treated and eating French fries, of course, he looks up on the wall and sees Barack Obama looking down on him. And I was like, that's such an interesting situation to be in, right? Because like,
Yeah.
you're a black man in a foreign country getting chased by possibly racist, fascists, whatever, and you know the most powerful man in the world is a black man, but he can't really help you in this situation. You know what I mean? He's far off away,
Exactly. Yeah.
and you have no
For
real
for
help.
me, like it was like when you're in a really wide place, and then suddenly you see like a fellow black guy, a brother,
Hmm.
you're like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah,
there's a. It was kind of like that
yeah.
for me.
Exactly. Exactly. Shout out to my guy Avery Adams. He says, I have arrived. I liked this movie when it initially came out. Me and my girl liked it, but I don't remember it. We got to start doing some more, popular films, so people can remember these films.
Recognize.
But shout out to
Yeah.
Avery Adams, yeah. But what were you?
Like, did you think that a guy, the embassy guy,
Mm-hmm.
did he look like some white supremacist? He had that look,
Yeah,
like like a crypto Nazi or
a
something.
crypto Nazi. He does look like that type of guy. It's like, man, I'm gonna put you on
Yeah.
Ethereum. Like, buy the dip, buy the dip. He is that buy the dip guy. Yeah,
The dope guy for sure.
definitely. Did he? I mean, I don't know if it's the same in your country, but like, all the people that work at embassies and stuff like that, they have a certain look, like very clean cut. You sort of kind of neutral, but like they're the perfect specimens, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like they have that sort of like, you know, Aryan look to them, at least in all of our
Yeah, I know.
embassies.
I know what you're saying, but like in my country, when I went to the embassy in the Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
there was like only women,
Mm.
like attractive women,
Yeah, hot, smoking.
not hot, but it was like attractive, professional looking, middle aged women.
Mm.
Almost middle aged,
Yeah.
really nice as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what it is. Like, if you work for a foreign government, no, if you work for your own government in a foreign place, you get a lot of benefits and the money is good. So then you can also invest that in yourself. Like, you go to the gym 4 times a week, you can buy nice clothes. You really don't have to worry.
Yeah, you're looking good, bro. You're good.
Yeah, yeah,
You got
exactly.
a smile on your face.
Yeah, you're
You're
always
good,
smiling
bro.
because you're like, man, I got a lifetime pension ahead of me, just 15 more years at this post, you know, getting paid, I don't know,
Yeah.
10,000 euros a month. Like you're good. Avery, I wonder if Avery's gonna join or if anybody else is gonna join. But oh, you know what else I was gonna talk about in this film? The two German girls, or that German girl and the other Greek girl, who were like protesting and stuff like that. What did you think about their characters? You know, because they help Beckett get out of like northern Greece and back into Athens, and you know they're
Yeah,
explaining to him
you
the
know
situation.
how that the embassy guy, he kind of looked like those Richard Spencer kind of guys.
Yeah, 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 exactly like
Yeah,
Richard
these two
Spencer.
girls, they reminded me of like those free Palestine type of girls. You know what I'm saying?
Free Palestine, no underarm shaving. You know, just
Yeah,
yeah, same
for sure.
pants.
And I was
Uh huh.
thinking, damn, are they lesbian or are they lesbian? That was the question.
Yo, the Greek girl, she was the worst actor in this film. I don't know if you remember, but like the little girl with the
With the
glasses, not the
glasses,
yeah, she was so bad. She was
she was
so,
bad.
she was horrible. She was like, "I don't know if we can trust him," and like just like reading her lines like as if off a cue card. It was really bad.
I think it was the English, like the English, trying to get the English that was like thing. But the other girl, she's German. Her name is Vicky. Real life is Vicky Preps or something.
Uh huh.
I was, I kind of have a crush on her, and I
Really.
was hoping she wasn't a lesbian if she would get with Beckett, because she was always looking at Beckett like, damn, should I date him or not? Or maybe it was just me.
I was like, what is the point of her character? Because later on, like she pops up back in the film. I thought it was interesting. Like he got in the car with them, they save him, and then he has to run away after they sort of do their part in the film. But later on, it's like there's like this kind of pseudo romantic interest the German girl has in Beckett,
Yeah,
and
so it wasn't on my mind. So it wasn't only on my mind. Yeah,
yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
because I was thinking, they didn't look like lesbians,
a little bit, yeah. I mean, they look like hippie, liberal leftists. You know what I mean? Just that look.
bisexual,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they,
yeah,
them.
yeah. Feminazis, full feminazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Like there's the scene where Beckett is like hanging, like running, and he sees like a cat, a really cute cat, and the cat is like really scared.
Uh huh.
And I thought this is like Beckett. So when those two came around, it was like finally some safe persons that can kind of trust like more permanently,
Yeah,
and we are worried about them at the same time.
yeah, yeah. No, it was like they did their point in the film, and I think it goes back to like what I was saying earlier about how like this film shows racist, crazy white people trying to kill this black man, but also like some good folks who are on the right side of history. So I liked what they had to do in the film. I felt like they just went too far with it, like later on, you know. But you really thought that German your taste is crazy. Like you had a crush, you had a crush on the actress that played the German girl. For real?
Absolutely, she's very cute, man.
Maybe I didn't. Is she cuter in something else? Because I didn't think
Like,
so.
write Phantom Thread and see like the pictures of it.
Okay. Phantom Tread. What's the name of the
Phantom
actress?
Thread. Vicky Creeps or something.
Okay. Vicky, yeah, Vicky Creeps. All right, but who's cuter? The girl that played April or Vicky?
The girl played April. The girl
Yeah,
played April
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Okay, so it's not too far off. All right, I'm looking at her right now. I have her pulled up on IMDb. Okay,
Come on, there's better pictures, man. Don't make her
there's
look
better
like.
pictures.
Come on,
Yeah, I'm not doing
yo.
that. I mean, she's all right. She's all right. She's a bit older for me. She's like 41, and I mean, she looks like who would work at the embassy, like how we were talking earlier. You know, like
Yeah.
if I walked into a U.S. embassy, I could imagine seeing a woman like her back there. She's all right.
Like she's for persons with like European sensibilities.
Yes,
If
very.
you're like if you have like kind of an European sensibility, she's like an 8 or a 9. But in the States, we're like I think in America where it's like it's different.
Yeah,
It's she's like a 6 or a 7.
I get what you're saying, but to the European man.
Yeah, to the really European man.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Do the women in Portugal look like this?
Definitely not, man. She's in Portugal. She'll be like kind of exotic looking.
She's exotic looking. How brown are you, motherfuckers? Cause like,
Ah!
how fucking brown is Portugal? If this white woman in Portugal is exotic,
Well, I don't know. Portugal people are kind of more like dark, like more like I don't know, more like Turkish.
They look like Turks.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. I thought it would be a bit more diverse, a bit more like mixed.
Didn't she stand out like in Greece also?
Not really. I thought she was Greek until later in the film they said, "Oh yeah, this German girl is here too," and I was like,
Nah,
"Yeah,
I immediately picked on that she wasn't like from there.
okay, all right, it's all right." The European
Do you know like Somalis?
What the Somalis? What about the Somalis?
You can like instantly recognize the Somali,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, with the big
but
foreheads and the
but they're
curly
black,
hair.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I
It's the
get what
same
you're
thing with
saying.
white people.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Like the Somalis,
Yeah,
as black people, we say, okay, yeah, they not like us, right?
yeah.
Interesting, interesting. But yeah, those characters were cool, man, in this film. What else? What else is in this movie that we could chop it up about? I guess we should get to like when he finds out. Okay, so basically, Beckett when he crashed into the house, he saw a boy, but he told the police officer like I saw this boy, and the police officer said, "No, you didn't." Like Jedi mind tricked him. You know what I mean?
You're
And
crazy.
yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy, Beckett. You don't know what you saw. So, uh, yeah, that fat cop, he was a beast. He was a beast in this film. I really like how like he chased down Beckett into the train when he was making it into Athens, and like he like pressed him up against the glass, and like they fought. And Beckett was like, "He's trying to kill me," and the police officer pulled that white trump card and said, "Basically, I'm a cop. Shut up, nigga," and like arrested him right then and there. That was terrifying for
Yeah,
me.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was terrifying for me because like I could imagine being in that situation. Like it was so real. But what did you think of like that fat guy who was the cop chasing Beckett?
Man, I thought he was tenacious. I thought he was because he looked very like a real person,
Hmm.
not like sometimes in these Hollywood movies you have a cop and it's like Harrison Ford or something.
Yeah, yeah,
So I know he thought he really looked like a guy. And
yeah.
one thing I really appreciated about this movie,
Hmm.
it made it a better movie.
Hmm.
It was like all in Greek, and in Netflix it has no subtitles for the Greek.
Yeah,
So you were put in John Davidson's shoes, and like in order understanding what's happening. If it was like a Hollywood movie, like these Greek people do all be speaking like English or something.
yeah, exactly. Like I hate when Hollywood does that. Like, hey, let's tell the story of Alexander the Great, but he talks like he comes from Minnesota or something like that. So yeah, it was dope how they like they didn't translate the Greek, so the people are talking and you don't know what's happening unless you speak Greek too. And yeah, like when he was beating up on Beckett in the train, he was wearing like plain clothes, right? But because he spoke Greek and he looked Greek, he could just say anything to the people around him and harass this black man. You know what I mean? So that was kind of
Yeah,
terrifying for me. Yeah. But I
and they
like.
can say like refugee, refugee.
Yeah, exactly. He could just be saying, "This is a wild African refugee,"
Yeah,
and because nobody speaks English, they'll believe him. So yeah, that was cool. That was cool. But what else? So yeah, basically Beckett finds out that the boy he saw was the kidnapped son of the guy who's like running the opposition campaign against the corrupt government to fight against like austerity measures or something like that, right? And so now his
he's the
key.
nephew
Huh? Oh, he was the
of a
nephew.
left-wing political leader.
Oh, he was the nephew. I thought he was the son.
Nephew of a left-wing guy.
That's whack because I don't give a fuck about my nephew. Like if I had a
What? What?
nephew,
What? What?
if I had a nephew, I wouldn't be like that would not be a way to get me. Like let's say I was like running up against, the incumbent in power and you kidnap my
Oh.
nephew, like that's not that's not enough to move me. You get what I'm saying? But what about you?
Nah, for me it would. For wow, what?
we got
Yeah.
yo, we got Bernie Sanders' second cousin. He can't do shit now.
How about if it was like your cousin who like if imagine you were Kanye, even was your cousin, what would you
Oh, don't do that. don't
do?
forget. Don't forget. Don't do that.
Would you save him like off the guilt? Man, I gotta save him, man. Damn it. You know what I'm
Off the
saying?
guilt. Off the guilt. No, fuck that. No, like if it's your son, your brother, your wife, your mom, you know, that's enough to like make to move me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like maybe you have like a closer relationship with distant family. Like I'm close with my immediate family, so maybe it's like a cultural thing.
Yeah, yeah. For us, nephew is very close. We need to say more than
Okay,
nephew is like if your brother can't help your nephew, you're like the father who needs to help him. No.
that's true. That's true. To be frank, I don't even have a nephew, but it just feels like distant. It just feels
Uh,
distant. But maybe
you're,
if I had one, because if you think about it, yeah, that's your sister or your brother's, son, right? So that is kind of close. That is hella close. That's damn near your son because you want to take care of him too.
yeah.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? So yeah, basically he finds out that the that his nephew, the nephew of this political figure, has been kidnapped, and now he feels like he has some sort of duty to try to help the boy and let people know that he knows where the boy is. You get what I'm saying? And so that now becomes a major motivator for how he's moving. Like he goes to the embassy and tells them that he knows where the boy is, and he has other people that he's trying to convince to get in on the plot to save this boy. What did you think about that turning point in the film?
I thought that was like really black, where you're like in the sense you're being chased, you're in danger, you're thinking, man, I gotta save this little white boy, this poor little thing, you
Yeah,
know. That's a black thing to do. I felt.
very, very black, very black. But I felt, that's like a good action movie, has like saving kids in it. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
in a lot of good action films, that's a major plot point.
I also felt like, honestly, I thought this was one of the flaws of the movie. It
Hmm.
was kind of, I think the conspiracy could have been a little more consequential,
Hmm.
a little more, I don't know, a little more interesting,
Yeah.
other than, kidnapped child or something. I wasn't bad. I didn't talk it was bad, but, I thought it could have been better for sure.
I like that twist. I just felt like it's hard to care about it if like it's not tied to like any sort of political thing. Because like once again, I think because the film bounces from fascist to communist to mafia as the people behind the kidnapping, it's hard to make it a bit more meaningful for me. You know,
Yeah.
but
I think it would have been better if he started dating that Vicky Creeps girl.
leave Vicky out of this, man. She was
Oh
just
yeah, like you know what was the thing? You know why she felt safe?
mm-hmm.
Because
Why?
she was like a white woman who stood up for him. Who was saying, no, 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 he's a good guy. He's with me. He's a good guy.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
need that white woman or white guy who says, no, he's like he's with us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's one of the good ones. Yeah, exactly.
He's one of the good ones. Yeah.
That was very true. And yeah, he finally makes it to Greece, and like people are like getting ready for this major protest and stuff like that. And I remember like he makes it to the embassy. The embassy guy is like saying like we're gonna go find those people that like the Vicky character and the other German girl and stuff like that to get their stories. And also the police officer. Yeah, basically the embassy guy says, hey, there's a police officer I know who won't kill you, who's not corrupt. I'm going to take you to her. And then he pulls out his taser and tries to like tase Beckett and kill him. You know what I mean? But then Beckett kicks his ass too. And I thought he died because his car crashes into like the back of a semi truck. But what did you think of that scene?
um, like when he got to the embassy, I was really impressed with the embassy. I was thought like this is um this is like when back in the day, like in the Roman Empire,
Yeah,
you're like in fucking Palestine or something,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like some like citizen,
Uh huh.
and like the fucking Jews took your shit. You go to like the Roman place, you're gonna get your privilege, on the
Yeah.
locals. They acting up, and it looked very impressive. And
How does the
it
Portuguese
like
embassy look, by the way?
Well, the one I've only visited in the Netherlands, it was
Mm,
like nothing like that. It was like it was like maybe a building or something. Like
mm. Just like a
I don't
little
know, it looked
house.
more like a house,
Yeah. Okay.
nothing like that. When he got to the embassy, I felt safe. But as soon as he started talking to that white guy, I knew like something was like wasn't right. And
I
when he took him to that place, it was like it's a place you take when you go to kill someone. Like
mm-hmm.
abandoned, like ruined place.
Mm,
It was obviously a setup.
you think so? Yeah. I
Yeah.
I
What about you?
thought
Did you trust him?
I kind of did. I kind of did trust him.
Come
I
on.
I just thought because earlier in the film the guy was telling him like, "Hey, Beckett, you just admitted to shooting a cop. You just admitted to doing this and that." So I thought he was just going to turn him into the police and he was going to have to escape from Greece like by himself. I didn't think that
uh,
the embassy guy was going to be in on it too.
like that's the worst thing. That's when the movie picked on the paranoia because not only could he trust like the Greeks, he couldn't trust the Americans either. And it was like high level Americans.
Yeah, I mean it was deep. It kind of got deep right there because I was like, when he was kicking like the embassy guy's ass, I was like, okay, this is deeply metaphorical. Like as a black man, you have nobody you can trust in this world, and everybody's out to get you. You know, like it doesn't matter
Yeah,
if it's America, wherever. Like you really, it's run nigga run, run
running
nigga.
over.
So I thought that was cool, like how he did that. But then yeah, it increased the paranoia of the second half of the film. Like, damn, he can't even go to the embassy now. He just killed like a diplomat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I didn't thought he killed him, but he did sure look like it.
yeah. But yeah, I remember he makes it downtown, and like there's all those protests and stuff like that. And then he also sees the people that are still trying to kill him, like that cop and the blonde lady and stuff like that. They're chasing him down while he's trying to make it to the German girl and the other Greek girl. And he makes it there, and like the police burst in while they're giving like they're preparing for their rally and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
yeah, um, and then later on, like the politician gets assassinated, right? Like the left wing guy.
I think like the contest um on the contest of the story. I think the story is happening during '08
Uh
or
huh.
'09
Uh huh.
after the financial market crash
Yeah.
and a lot of including Portugal, a lot of European countries went like broke.
Mhm.
It went into crisis, into debt crisis, and the hardest hit one
Mhm.
was Greece.
Mhm.
And it was a tumultuous time in Greece because the European Union was forcing austerity measures,
Yeah.
and there was the big rise of the far right
Mhm. So the far
a
right, I think.
party. It was
Yeah.
named Golden Dawn.
Yeah. Golden. Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there was like the refugee thing.
Mhm.
It was kind of almost there. So it was like a very tumultuous, like one of those times where it's very fertile for a revolution.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No. I think Avery Adams jumped in and said, "What if this was based on a true story? I'm sure it happened before." And when Acty and I were
It
watching
must have.
it, she was saying like, was this based on a true story? It seems so real. You know.
Uh, Something like this must have happened.
Yeah. I mean, anything could have happened in this world, you know? It's not hard to believe. Like the corrupt cops, political assassinations, kidnappings, you know, it's very real. Maybe it would have been more believable if it happened maybe like in a bigger country like Italy and stuff like that. Because I think in Italy, like they did kidnap the prime minister, like some left wing communists like kidnapped the prime minister and killed him and
And
put him
killed
in,
him.
yeah, put
Yeah.
him in the back of a trunk or something. But yeah, it does feel a bit real until the very end. Okay, I'm just gonna jump to where I sort of checked out of the movie, and it's like during the last 10 minutes. Basically, after the assassination and stuff like that, after Beckett like beats up the embassy guy and stuff like that, he goes on to like try to save the boy, and he's chasing down like the blonde woman, and he chases her into like a parking lot. He has a gun. He breaks into the window of her car where she's in there with the other cop. Beckett like shoots the fat cop's fingers off and then like fights this white woman on the ground in slow motion. I
Did
really
he
like.
fight like on a roof?
Yeah, it was on the roof of that parking lot. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really
He's
like that.
running all the way to the roof. Yeah, I'm starting to remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I really like how the final fight scene is done. Like they do it in slow motion, and like there's that real tension that Beckett is gonna die because like that white woman shoots him through the stomach and stuff like that. But then like he ends up like smashing her head into like the pavement until like she passes out. The fat guy, drives the car off of the parking lot, and Beckett can't chase him because he's like losing blood everywhere. But then at the very end, Beckett waits and waits and jumps on top of the car as it's leaving the parking lot, smashes the fat Greek guy's head in. You know what I'm saying? And then hears that there's like the boy in the trunk of the car, and the people open up the trunk and they're like, "Oh my God, he saved the day!" And he's like a superhero. And the final scene is like the white woman holding on to Beckett while Beckett cries and says, "I should have died. I should have died."
It was like it was one of those things I don't like about Beckett. Like one of those episodes. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I get what you're saying because it does betray like the minimalist action style that it has.
Yeah.
But I felt like unconsciously we wouldn't like question these scenes if it was like some mid white guy. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're the ones who usually do these roles, and they do like stupid, dumb superhero stuff, and we just kind of we're like we've been conditioned to accept it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That final superhero scene though, it just really took me out of the movie though. For me. Like that was so
Like who do you think was the like who of all the girls of the three women we meet in no four including the cop woman, who do you
uh
think was the most dateable? Who would you take like as a girlfriend of all of them?
wait, are you talking about the cop woman, then April, and then Vicky the German?
And the lesbian looking girl.
Or the Greek girl with the glasses who can't
Yeah,
act? I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest. I'm gonna take that little Greek girl that can't act.
Oh
I'm
what?
gonna take I'm gonna take a little Greek girl.
Oh wait, what? I didn't expect that one. Why? Why?
Yeah. No, she's kind of cute. She just can't act. She's cute, but she can't act.
Like she like she looked cute, but she was thinking like the social justice warrior style, you know.
Yeah,
She only needed like a blue hair.
yeah, yeah.
She
She
really looked
definitely
like a
had that
lesbian,
like
you know.
SJW look. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I
Very
think
true.
like the Vicky girl. Wait, April was like tremendously cute, but I felt like the Vicky girl,
Uh huh.
you could take her for like a threesome.
Wow. Nah. I mean, in like a sex
She had
dungeon,
that vibe.
like she's the type to go for that.
Yeah, for sure. She
Definitely.
looked like open, you know.
She look open.
She like she looked cute, but she was
Yeah.
thinking like the social.
What's up? You there?
I'm here.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, she looked like open to stuff to do like cool different stuff. That's what I like.
Okay. Okay. Um, Avery Adams jumped into the chat. He said, "Black man always saving the day with white women on his arm."
Facts.
Okay. Then he said, "The lady he borrowed the phone from when he started running." I don't remember that. Do you remember that? The lady he borrowed the phone.
Wasn't it the Greek lady?
I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure. April the baddest. Avery says. He
She
says
was definitely the cutest for sure.
April the cutest. Y'all have wild taste, man.
She was always like smiling at him,
Uh huh.
giving him hugs.
Uh huh.
Like in this interracial movie, it's not like that. It's like the black man lusting after the white woman.
Okay, but y'all
That's what
like
they
it
usually
that
do.
y'all like it that the white woman was lusting after Beckett.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all are funny, man. Y'all are funny. I feel like
Didn't you recognize that she's the girl from Ex Machina?
which one? Who?
The Ava.
Wait, April was Ava?
Yeah,
Nah, for real? That's
for real,
crazy.
dude. Didn't you recognize
I
her?
did not recognize her. She looks hella different. She looks because the
I
thing
saw
is,
I recognized
for
her
real,
immediately.
that was her. That's crazy.
Yeah, watch like Alicia Vikander.
Alicia
I think she's
Vikander.
Swedish or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. That's crazy. Okay. I'm trying to get this thing right so that we can share the screen and have the chat. Yeah. All right. This I don't know how this looks on stream, but man, what else? What else? I feel like I'm hating on this film, and you really like it more than me. But I kind of
Nah, you're
enjoyed it.
good, man. You're good.
I felt like I enjoyed it. There's just, when I sit back and think about it, it's a good, like, Netflix and chill popcorn movie, turn your brain off Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things that are just wild with it.
Well, yeah. It was for me. It felt like one of those movies used to make a lot in the '90s. One of those political thrillers. Just
Yeah.
kind of died off.
Yeah, 90 political thriller type deal. Yeah, like Enemy of the State with Will Smith, stuff like that.
The Parallax View. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the '70s movie. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. It was a good movie, man. I felt like if I give it a final score, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's got some good elements. Generally a good action movie to check out. You know what I'm saying? But there's some major stuff like at the end that I felt like was just silly. Some
Yeah. I'll give it a solid 7. It was nice. It was like a good time.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. But
And honestly, it had some substance to it,
has
which
some
wasn't explicitly told. It was explicitly shown, which
okay,
is really cool. That's movies, you know.
okay. Now, is there a possibility for a sequel? Imagine a sequel, because like okay, this is how I imagine how it might play out. So Beckett becomes like an honorary like Greek citizen. You know what I mean? Because like he helped solve the crime of the kidnapped nephew, and like he helped put all the bad guys in jail, but he's still wanted for like that murder he committed against that U.S. Diplomat, right? Like they don't discover that the
Yeah,
diplomat was dirty. So I imagine Beckett is living in Greece, but he's still being targeted and chased by like U.S. mercenaries who are put a hit out on him to kill him or something like that for what they did. But what do you think the sequel might look like?
um, I'm thinking he starts dating that girl, that Vicky Creeps girl,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the other girl tags along, maybe, and he gets recruited into like, you know how these movies go.
Mm-hmm.
We really liked your skills. We did a good job. I think you should join the agency.
Mm.
And he starts doing like, I don't know, like an investigation, but
Mm.
like in a different European country. You know, maybe even in Istanbul.
Okay, they go to Istanbul. Beckett goes to Istanbul.
Yeah, back in, one of those one of those books or movies where like this time it's a different country. You know, one of those
uh,
like stories.
yeah.
Yeah, next time like the thriller is in Istanbul. Yeah,
Okay.
a black man in Istanbul.
You're running, still running,
You're still running.
still running. Avery says, "No lie, I think they should make a Beckett too, like them coming back to the states to chase him around."
What?
He said that they should send Beckett back to the U.S. in the sequel, and they're still chasing this nigga.
Oh, but like it just wouldn't be the same. You know, he knows the language.
Yeah, he knows the language. He knows
He
where
has
to hide.
family here,
Yeah, he's
there.
got family. Yeah, yeah. That's basically like Queen and Slim if they do that. So yeah, Beckett has to keep running. Run in Romania. Run in Bulgaria.
Would you bring Vicky Creeps for the sequel? Would you
Yeah,
expand her role?
yeah. But is Beckett gonna kill her again? Like he falls asleep like that's his thing. He
Oh,
doesn't know how to break up. He just has accidents on the road.
you forget he lives like the guest So, like open the stuff open.
Yeah, like he's just retarded. Like he accidentally kills every girlfriend. He kills every girlfriend he ever has. But I don't think Vicky would come back. I don't think the actress would come back. She probably has like art films to make with Wilhelm Defoe. She looks like that type. You know what I mean?
She's
Uh,
yeah, she's a art house type of girl.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't even know how they got her for this one, but
Like, can we talk about the director and the producer stuff?
yeah, yeah.
So basically, this is the same team as as Call Me by Your Name,
Mhm.
We Are Who We Are.
Mhm.
With I think the cinematographer is the usual cinematographer that works for Luca Guadagnino.
Uh huh.
The producer is Luca Guadagnino, and I found the director is an ex boyfriend and producer of films of Luca Guadagnino.
Uh huh.
So like I wonder what like this is an original story.
Mhm.
So like I wonder what was the inspiration behind this? What made them want to make this movie? Because it's not really the role I think.
I mean, when I think about, this is for anybody who's listening, right? This is Luca Guadagnino, right?
Yeah,
When I think about the things that I've watched from him, Call Me by Your Name, We Are Who We Are, Beckett, right? I think you mentioned something else that they did. I'm not looking at his filmography right.
Challengers,
Challengers, right?
Bones and all,
Pardon?
Bones and all that cannibal movie.
I didn't. Oh, I didn't see Bones and all though, but I did see Challengers. Right. I think what Luca specializes in is talking about like um, people out of place in mostly European or white spaces. When we think about We Are Who We Are, it's like these American kids. Some of them, black and gay and different stuff like that. He likes to put them in places where they will stick out when we think about
Yeah,
challengers,
yeah,
right?
you're
Like
you're
Zoe,
for sure. You're right.
yeah. When we think about challengers, that black girl, I forget what fucking hell, Zendaya, Zendaya.
Shiny.
Yeah, I forgot the character's name, but yeah, she's in tennis, right? Like mostly a white sport. And when we think about Beckett, yeah, he's black man running across Greece. You know what I mean? So yeah. But what do you think?
Uh, I think yeah. I think so. Like the Italian history was also probably something that he saw in Greece that he recognized happened in Italy. Although he was born in I think in Eritrea. I think
Mm,
he was born. He says I saw some interviews with him. An interview. He says he considers himself African.
oh wow,
So
I
well,
hate when white people do
okay.
that. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, me too. Actually, when he said that, I took a dislike of him.
Yeah.
But whatever, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
He did say, in Italy, after that, with the communists kidnapped the prime minister guy,
Hmm.
and I think that was definitely an aspiration behind that.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do something. I don't know. Maybe just he likes niggas. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, gay Italian film director. He's probably seen quite a few big black dicks. I'm not gonna put
For
it
sure.
past him. But Avery said it's funny that John David Washington. This role fits him, but it wouldn't fit Denzel. But if we look back at Denzel's filmography,
Really?
yeah,
I think it was.
if it was done like 25 years ago, yeah, like 1995, Denzel could have definitely done this. You know what I'm saying?
This movie could have been a nice, could have been made with Spike Lee for sure, and
Yeah,
Denzel.
Spike Lee would have had those white people saying all sorts of stuff. He would have turned up the
Yeah, for
racism.
sure.
He would have turned it up. But if we think about like films like John Q, you know what I mean? What's it called? That new Denzel film where he's like killing people, like what's the Exterminator, the Terminator? What's the name of that thing?
The Equalizer.
The Equalizer. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Denzel is definitely an action star. He's done quite a few. Uh,
Do you like those movies?
what I like, anything Denzel does. I've realized this. He is just so funny, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Like he is so charismatic on screen that it's hard to not like it. You know what I mean? That's for me. Almost anything Denzel does has been generally good. You know, like when we watched
Mm.
Hurricane and we reviewed Hurricane. I don't know if you've seen it, but man, he is so good in that, right? And that's kind of a stupid story. Like it's a kind of silly story, but
I
Denzel is
haven't
just
seen it.
perfect,
No.
man.
For me, I don't have that much reverence for him as other people do,
Mm,
but he's definitely up there. And I definitely when he's in a movie, I want to check it out. You know.
yeah, I haven't seen Gladiator 2, the new one, but have you?
Oh, that's such a crappy little movie.
It's crappy. It lets the first one down. I mean, the first one is a classic.
You know, like every time he appears in that movie, they do like a cut or something where they show a monkey,
Oh,
and
for
I'm
real?
thinking, damn,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
fucked up.
and I'm thinking, wait, and I'm thinking, like, am I paranoid or something?
Hmm.
I'm like, am I? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, am I scarred with racism and I see it everywhere where it isn't?
No,
And
that's
I'm like, I don't know.
no. There's definitely because he's like the African, like he's the only African. What's it called? Emperor of the Roman Empire, right? So they're trying to like exoticize him on screen, but also like reverse anthropomorphize him, like make him an animal. That's
Well,
subconscious.
in the movie, he doesn't become the emperor. He's like controlling the white people behind the scenes or something.
Mm.
Yeah,
Really? So he's like the real
yeah.
power of the empire, but he's not the
Do,
official
do you remember
emperor.
Django?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you remember like there was the candy guy and there was that Uncle Tom.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you find out the real mastermind. Ironically,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was kind of like that.
Interesting. So he's Steven. Basically, Denzel plays
Yeah,
Steven.
Steven. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow. By the way, going to Avery, he says Gladiator 2 was ass. Denzel was the best part. So the movie was ass, but do you think Denzel's acting in it was good? What do you think?
He was solid in the movie. I thought the movie had good performances. It was just like a shitty movie. It was like
Mm.
it ruined the first one with the story. I wasn't impressed with like the first Gladiator. Like you care about like Maximus. You care
Yeah,
about the story.
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is masterful in it.
Hmm.
But in this, I didn't care. The main guy is he's like I swear to God, Simon, he looks like he's high or off lean throughout the movie. I think he was like you gotta watch it, man. He was like
I tried to watch it. I remember I tried to watch it. I think I watched like the first 10 minutes or so, like, and there was like this big battle with these ships coming and storming a castle. I think Digimon Hansu, because they had some like really black African guy, like, being the commander of the army or something like that. I forgot, but
um it wasn't that guy, but it was another guy that looks like him, another bald black guy that looks
yeah,
like him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I tried to watch it, but then like I kind of got bored and I had some other things to do. I might check it out, but the thing is with Gladiator now, like the original Gladiator came out at a time like in the culture where we weren't so like divided. You know what I mean? And like now Gladiator is like very like right wing coded. Because like the people that admire,
Rome.
yeah, the people that admire like the Roman Empire, the ancient times, like they're all like pseudo fascists. You know what I mean? So like the same way 300 wouldn't hit now if it came out is because like now in my mind like I associate a lot of that stuff with like stoic bros. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys
You
who
know
make
what's funny?
yeah.
I kind of agree with you, but like these Roman movies, I roll my eyes at them
Mm.
because I'm thinking we was Romans. That's what white people think.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and when I watched 300, I cringed slightly
Mhm.
because there's just all this talk about freedom or something, and it looks like you know like post 9/11 America.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I think it kind of rocks
Uh-huh.
because the big empire, the most powerful ones, are the black people.
Yeah, but the Persians
Eh,
kick ass in 300.
yeah, and the Persians they have a lot of Africans in their army.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think in a weird way, it's kind of empowering.
Yeah. What up, Avery?
Yo, what's going on? Can you hear me?
We're chilling, man. We're
What up?
just We're just talking about Denzel, 300, the Roman Empire, everything, man. How you feeling?
Good, good. Yeah, once y'all switched over to something else, I was like, all right, now I can talk. 'Cause, I don't remember no scenes of Beckett besides he jumped from that mountaintop and I guess he landed on the tree and he fell. That's really the only thing I remember in the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Denzel had a going into Gladiator. I mean, yeah, I watched it with my girl actually recently, and I did not like it at all. I thought that's why I said it was ass because like Denzel was the best part because his performance was great, but the movie, like Nelson said, there was no real emotional connection to none of the characters.
Mm,
It literally was just it felt like a movie. It felt like a movie of its own and nothing tied to the first one. They
mm-hmm.
should have just called it Gladiator something
Mm-hmm.
with a like a weird name like Gladiator Infinity or something like that. They shouldn't have called it two. They should have gave it like a weird name. But yeah, it was definitely trash. I would recommend watching it just because,
Yeah.
but please have low expectations.
There was
Yeah.
rumors. I think there were rumors that Denzel kissed a man, but they cut it out of the
He did.
film.
He did.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
what I because I haven't seen the film, which
Mhm.
man would he have kissed? Would that have served a purpose in the story if they left it in? Like, why was there so much talk about that in this film?
Like, do you remember like in the movies back in the day, there was to be like in these like ancient movies, this would be like hot, sexy woman, like 300. When you
Mm-hmm.
visit the emperor like tent or something,
Mm-hmm.
there were like these exotic, like belly dancing like women.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays it's all like sexy man or something.
Mhm.
That's the thing. You have like man, this bisexual man,
Mm-hmm.
and like oh my god, it's like ancient Rome was so gay or something.
Yeah.
And he has like this guy who has a debt. He was like he's controlling with debts or something. I think gambling debts,
Mm-hmm.
and he has like gay vibes with him. That's the thing now.
Really.
I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm not homophobic. I'm just saying like what's happening now.
Yeah, it was I think the guy he would have, like he said, was the guy who was doing like the debts or the gambling stuff. In the movie, I guess he had like a role in the Empire's like panel or Congress, I guess, situation where everybody had seats. I think it was
It
about
was on the
15.
Senate.
The Senate, yeah, the Senate. So yeah, so it was one of the guys on the Senate, and I mean, I think Denzel had an interview because one of the reporters during the maybe the premiere asked him was his character bisexual, and Denzel kind of kept it open ended. Obviously he's a old head, he know the game. He not gonna be like, no, my character's not bisexual. He gonna be like, he gonna keep it open ended. He gonna say, he said basically that it's whatever. It's up to the perception. He could be, he could not be. He kind of kept it open. So I think there was a scene that was taken out for sure.
Mm. Would we look at Denzel different if that was kept in, or if he did a role in the future because his career is still open? If he did play like a full on gay character, would we look at him differently? Would that help his legacy? Would
Mm-mm,
we undeniably say, yo, he's the goat because he did it all?
mm-mm.
He's done everything except comedy. You know what I mean? Like Denzel is funny without being in a
Yeah,
comedy, which is amazing. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
yeah.
What do y'all
I
think?
think I would treat him like R. Kelly if he ever did that. He just had too much good. It is. I'm saying I'm not going to say something bad about it, but it'll be something to take his career to the left, a left turn this
Mm-hmm.
late in his 60s, 70s, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Like I put it in the chat because I just saw one of his early movies, Mississippi Masala. It's like
Yeah.
him and an Indian girl dating. My
Yeah.
first time seeing it was like
She
it
was
was
really
last
cute.
month. It was a really good movie, and I was like, I see why he the roles he's picked over the years. And just to answer his question, like I said, it just would take his career on a left turn. Definitely in this climate,
Mm-hmm.
like with all the inclusion in some movies and all that,
Yeah.
man, it just wouldn't look good for his core fan base. He would make more fans, but
Yeah.
his core fan base will leave him. People will feel away.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it was like it would depend. If he's the bottom, I'll be like nah. But if he's like the man, what they call it, the top, who's running the thing, I'll be like okay, that's not that bad, I guess.
Yeah. I think there's more he could do with his career at this stage. You know, I think a full on comedy, you know, like Robert De Niro started doing like just random comedies, you know what I mean? Now, partially he had that divorce where that black woman took half and like he was just picking any role, you know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like Denzel at this point could start doing like an actual comedy film, like a Meet the Fockers or something like that. That would be cute, you know? Something
Yeah.
like that. And send him to
Hmm.
space. Like, I don't think we've seen Denzel like in an astronaut suit. You know what I mean? Send that nigga to the
Mm.
moon.
Interstellar too. Interstellar too. Or he
Yeah,
can do like a Guess Who type of movie, like what Bernie Mac did. That would be good. I think he'd be good at that.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think that Alonso as in Training Day that was like his best role ever?
No, Malcolm X for me. Like, no. I,
Oh yeah,
I
that's like a real person.
okay. Alonzo is definitely like iconic, right? Like, I watched Training Day a few
Yeah,
years ago, and I felt like that movie could have been redone, but like a prequel, like just the adventures of Alonzo. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
yeah.
how did this nigga end up wearing like a kufi? Like, why is he like Muslim coded? You know what I'm saying? Like, so many things about Alonzo are interesting.
So that's a good idea. I also think they could have done like a show, um, not just a movie, because similar to like Dirty Cops and any show,
Hmm.
it could have been a wire type of situation of just his character, and people would watch it,
Hmm.
because his character is so I guess charismatic, like you said. He brought that to the screen on his in this actual role, but also um black cop during that time, narcotics. It just would fit so many, spark so much controversy just when having a 5 season show. I mean, there's so much they can do with that, depending on the location, if it's still LA or if the heat started somewhere else.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot to build on with Training Day, but also some of his
Mhm.
other films too, like Book of Eli. You know what I mean? Like
That
Book
was
of
a good
Eli
one.
could have
Yeah.
been so much. I feel like that was a letdown that they didn't build on that franchise more.
Honestly, that movie's overrated.
Wow, no, you're tripping. I've only seen it once, but I have fond memories of it, and I feel like it's very good.
Mm.
But
I think his best
Not much
performance is
happened.
Flight. Flight is his best performance to me.
Flight of the
Um,
Drunk Guy.
yeah, the drunk one,
Yeah,
the when he
yeah,
was drunk.
that might be one of his best for sure.
mm,
Yeah, he acted his ass off in that. I mean, it just was compelling. I mean, I don't know, something about that movie. It just felt real to me.
mm, okay, there's a lot I haven't seen though. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen He Got Game, and I haven't watched it because I heard that what's his name, the basketball player who's in it. I heard he was so bad at acting, like it almost makes the movie unwatchable, and that's like one of
Mm.
Spike Lee's worst. But have you seen it? Anybody seen He Got Game?
Nope, I
Never.
didn't see it.
No,
Mm.
I like Spike Lee. I haven't seen a movie that he's done that's bad.
Have you seen Chirac? That's pretty.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
it's,
Same,
it
no.
stars Nick Cannon.
Mm. That says a lot.
It's just Nick Cannon basically plays King Von. Imagine Nick Cannon playing King Von.
What? Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
he's.
terrible. That's terrible. No, I couldn't. No, I wouldn't even sit through that. I wouldn't even sit there with nothing King Von related, but just Nick Cannon. No, I'm good. Everybody talking about this Sinners movie. You hearing the hype?
Oh my god, I can't wait. I've been trying to find it online forever. Like I can only find the cam version. I'm trying to find the HD. Has anybody got the HD online?
I haven't
You
seen
gotta
it.
wait
No.
until it comes to digital.
Mm,
Yeah, it's so much hype around it. It's lowering my expectation.
yeah.
Because same thing. I'm not sure if you guys seen. I'm going to say this wrong, but Nosferatu,
Yeah,
whatever it's
Nosferatu.
called.
I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah.
that movie was terrible to me, and everyone loves
Really?
this movie. It's
He's
one of those
coming.
things where once it gets so hyped up, it gets blown out of proportion, and I end up sitting back and watching the stream at home, and I'm like, this is creepy. Why did Johnny Depp's daughter take this role? This is not a good start for her,
Yeah.
and that's kind of my mindset with it. But I didn't like it. A lot of people did like it though. So
It was mid. It was mid. Like it
yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't as bad. I kind of liked the Nosferatu character. Like him.
yes,
He was good. But the story, like you said, for Johnny Depp's daughter, like it was just like her on the bed screaming, he's coming" for like a good
yeah.
hour and a half.
It was real overly sexual. Like I was telling my girl, I said, The vampire, what's his name? The main character.
Yeah, Nosferatu.
I was like, this is the type of niggas you like. Press this for kind of, beat your door down. you know, but
For
your
sure.
love is my appetite type shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. It's very weirdly coded. I don't know if you saw it, Nelson.
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it. It had like a Tim Burton kind of vibe to it. I liked it.
Mm. Yeah, like like it was like tongue in cheek, kind of like scary, but also like I don't know. It felt
Mm.
like an episode of Bridgerton. They just wanted to turn up the scary on or something.
You know those like pale white women that look like goths.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's your thing.
I like them too.
That's right.
Yeah. It's the color palette for me. It's the black hair, light white skin type of thing.
I
I don't
see.
like blondes or brown hair. So yeah, I like them too. I think she was good in looking in the movie. But yeah, that's why I said I'm not really too excited for Sinners. I use that movie as an example
I'm looking forward
because
to it, but like you said, there is so much hype to it that yeah, your expectations of it are like this better be the greatest movie of all time because the way people are
mm,
talking about it. So
yeah.
yeah, but I was talking about Jonathan Major's new film Magazine Dreams. I don't know if any of you saw it, but
I've been wanting to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it.
you don't want to watch it.
I've been wanting to watch
Oh,
it. I
you've
just
been
haven't had a chance.
Oh, okay, okay. But I was wondering like how people feel about Jonathan Majors like at this point of his career, like because now he's back on track. He got his Black Queen. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
he might enter back in Marvel. You know, some people say this film might win an Oscar. How do we feel about Jonathan Majors?
I'll let Dawson go first on this one.
um. Well, I did see like they did release recently like a text message, him admitting to hitting her or something.
Mm,
So I don't think he's getting in a Marvel movie anytime soon. But
mm,
I don't really believe in cancellation. Unless you go to jail or something, that's your cancellation.
yeah.
So for me, I don't wish him any harm or something. If he goes back, he goes back.
Yeah. What do you
If
think
he
about
comes
his
back, he comes back.
What do you think about his acting skills? Do you think he's actually like talented?
Uh, to be honest, let me think. I have never seen him act in a movie.
Really? Never seen one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you, Avery? What you think?
Yeah, so I think my first time seeing him act was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And
Hmm.
I don't really do more Marvel movies at all. But I actually ended up liking that movie. I think his introduction into the MCU. I have a close friend that's really big into Marvel, so he kind of watched it with me and told me it was a good film to watch. But I think his introduction, how they brought him in slowly into the Loki show, and then put out the movie with Ant-Man and the Wasp, the introduction of his character in like the big Marvel movies. He did a great job acting. I think that role was his breakout role.
Mm.
Um, and it kind of got snatched from him. I'm not really a big like said I'm a big fan, but I do know he's a good actor. I mean, he's good. I wouldn't say he's great. He's not on Denzel's level, of
Yeah.
course. And I do think I would say he's up there with Michael B. Jordan. I think they're equal in a
I
sense, right?
I feel like Michael B. Jordan surpassed him. Like, because
Oh,
number
okay.
one, Michael B. Jordan played Killmonger in Black Panther 2, and that was such an iconic role. Now in Black Panther
Yeah.
1, not Black Panther 2, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I'm just not. I think I'm not also not a Michael B. Jordan fan too. So I
mm,
think that's also what it is. I think I see them as equal because I think King, his character in Marvel, was
yeah,
better than Killmonger in my opinion. But obviously, it's a bigger role
yeah.
that Majors had than what Killmonger. He was only in one movie, and he
Hmm.
was part of the second one. But
What did you think of
um,
Creed? Did you see any of the Creed movies?
yes, I
Yeah.
did see the Creed. I only watched the third one. I did not see one and two. I
Oh,
watched the one that was with Jonathan Majors in, and that's why I say seeing them both at the same time in the screen,
yeah.
I felt like Majors got the edge a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, I just think Majors does a little bit more with the nuances of mannerisms for his
Hmm.
characters, like kind of like Denzel-esque in a way,
Yeah.
more than what Michael B. Jordan does. Michael B. Jordan just makes faces a little bit, and
Hmm.
I notice a little tiny things, but as far as his career goes, I do think, man, it really just depends on like if his ex comes out and does a statement and
Hmm.
like paints him in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because it takes multiple whites for the other whites to say, this guy's a good brother. So that's what I think. I think she gonna have to come out and say, this guy, we had a great time. We just had one miss. She gonna have to say something along those lines in order
Yeah.
for him to get back on Marvel. But I don't think his career is done. I think he does have an opportunity to come back. He just has to do it the right way, and don't try to just get with black people now.
Yeah.
That's my issue with him. The only issue I have. Don't try to just be a Megan Good now.
Yeah.
Don't try to work on the black films or the work with the studios that you weren't going to work with before because you were with Marvel. Be true to yourself and find a position that you can be in and stay true to what you were trying to do before.
Yeah.
Don't just try to lower. It feels like he's lowering our quantity or quality by trying to work with us now because his value went down.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can see where you're coming from.
I think
Go ahead.
I think he should be patient and wait. He should be very patient and just wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, those type of allegations, they'll haunt you. Like if you're abusive and stuff like that. And when I was
Robert Downey Jr., he has allegations like that. The guy who played Thanos, he has allegations like that.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, he's coming back. He has way worse than that.
Yeah.
So like, it's like being patient and not trying to force things.
But is it really worth being in the MCU? Like, I don't think anybody's gonna win an Oscar or something being in the MCU. I'm sure it's a check. You know what I mean? But if I was him, I wouldn't even want to do it. There's so many other types of roles, and I feel like he wants to be that, that award-winning star. He wants to be like a serious actor, not Thanos or whatever in the MCU.
Yeah, I agree. I think Denzel just spoke about. I think Ryan Coogler reached out to him about Black Panther 3 or something like that. I'm not sure if that was true or not. But Denzel mentioned that in an interview, and Denzel hasn't had a Marvel role his whole career. So, but times have changed, and the type of roles that speak to people, or that might not equal at this time to the roles that you can get into, or he can acquire. So, yeah, I think I agree with Nelson. Like, you got to be patient, and that's why the magazine Dreams, because it was shot, I think a little bit of it before the incident happened, or it was like parts of it was shot throughout.
Yeah, I think it was made in 2023, and I think that incident happened at around the end of 2023, 2024, something like that.
Yeah, so that's perfect. I think he really hasn't done anything since then. So he is taking a break. This film just is coming out later on because of everything. So as long as he just stays patient, I also think that Megan Good probably is trying to motivate him to get back out there too. We all know. I mean, if you've been with a black woman, I mean, it's we motivate each other. So I think I can see in their relationship, she's probably motivating him to get out there, just off of the strength of culture and stuff of that nature. But I just think he should just be patient and kind of not listen to her, because I do think he's a man of his own, but I do think she's like orchestrating some things behind the scenes a little bit. Like she seems like the type of woman.
I don't
Maybe I'm
know
wrong.
what Megan Good can pull for Jonathan Majors. She's doing Tyler Perry movies. She did.
I know. I know. But she seemed like the type. She seemed like the type to be like, you should go take this role. Or, you get what I'm saying? Like she seemed like the type. You know what I mean?
Jonathan Majors in a Tubi exclusive. Marriage in Black.
Oh my god, bro, that's hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
If he comes back, if he becomes like a major star, like even bigger than before, do you think he will still keep dating her?
That's crazy because like she's like at least like 8 years older than him, and I feel like some part of it is like that rebranding, for him. And if he did become that major star, I could see them, shifting away. Like I feel like in a lot of those celebrity couples, like the writing is on the wall, like like Kanye and Bianca. We all know what's gonna happen. Like it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
it's already happened.
Yeah, I think they are getting they're separate.
Did you see that song, Simon? It was on Academic Stream.
What, Cousins?
No. Before Cousins. She's like,
World
Bianca, come back to me. She tried to intern me.
Wow.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that, but I just saw the album cover for World War III, and he's like, him and Bianca are wearing like the KKK costumes.
Oh my god.
He just want attention, bro. I ain't gonna say it on the internet airways, but his time is going to expire sooner or later.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just doing the wrong stuff. I don't know.
His brain is expired, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something wrong with him, man. I don't know. I still like some things about his album he came out with recently was good, but um, yeah. I mean, Kanye's kind of like looking like Shannon Sharp to me now.
Yeah, he is looking
Um,
like it. Dog, Shannon, what is happening, man? What is happening? What is happening? Like, I feel like the only
Nelson,
way,
you take it.
man. I feel like the only way, like Shannon Sharp can come out of this or Kanye can come out of this, man, is like if they just say, like, oh, these white women turned me racist, or they got me into race play. Talking,
Oh.
that's the only way that they're able to get out of this.
Like, is it just me, or is like the cousin song? It like it's not something to laugh about. It's really sad, but it's really funny at the same time. It sounded like a South Park song, like the auto tune on a punk rock like song on
Hmm.
a sample.
Yeah,
It was like hilarious, man.
I think
Or is it just me?
I thought it was AI when I first heard Cousins. I was like, that doesn't sound like him. I thought it was AI.
Sometimes I just think about the song and I just start laughing, man.
Yeah, I didn't hear the song. I just saw the tweets.
You
But
didn't
I
even
was
hear
like,
it.
You
yeah, I
gotta
might.
hear the song. It's hilarious.
Don't listen to it. No, you don't have to hear that fucking
Yeah, I'm not listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I don't even. I can't even keep up nowadays, man. To go up and piggyback off the Shannon Sharp thing, I think that
He's done.
those are the girls. To me, the what gets me is like the girl is mid. This girl works as a barista at Starbucks.
Wow.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like she reminds me of one of those thick females who you would see working at stocking groceries overnight. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm confused on why you would $25 per cheek. What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
what are we talking
25,000.
$25,000 a cheek. What is
Yeah, no.
happening here? That was insane.
Yeah.
I think she's got a
She
pimp. I
wanted to
think
eat his ass.
you think she was eating shit.
No,
That's
she's
wild.
he leaked it. He leaked a text message. She said, "I really want to eat your ass,"
Wow. That's
and she's
wild.
obviously racist because she was like saying like, "I want to have your black babies.
Yeah.
I want to have big black athletic baby."
That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. The thing is, like, I didn't, I'm not that big on football, but like, I watched this video recently going down Shannon Sharp's career. Like, he won the Super Bowl, what, 3 times? Like, he's got 3 rings or something like that. And
Mhm.
like, he was like an MVP running back, basically reinvigorated the field, like he was a beast. And it's like so crazy that somebody could fall so far. You know what I mean? Just for internet
Yeah.
clout. I feel like he's doing a lot of this for internet clout.
Or to prove that he's
Kanye?
not, what's it called? Because there was a lot of rumors that he was gay or something like that. I
Mm.
can't say that online. Sorry. A lot of rumors that he was on the other side of the fence. But I think ever since that came out, or that 6 month span when he was, going through that, those allegations, a lot of stuff come out. The Michelle thing dropped, with the IG Live thing dropped.
Yeah.
And then months later, this happened. It's like either he's overly trying to do stuff to prove his, and he's sponsoring these pills on his stream, the nightcap. It's just like, man, I have more respect for him, but then I realized, like, now it makes sense the way he was, you know, um, repping for LeBron on what's the show, Undisputed? I think it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
show with him
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Skip Bayless. Yeah,
Undisputed.
so the way he was moving for LeBron then, and then the Hennessy and the cigars. Now it makes sense. Like, bro, you were just, acting. You know what I mean? You really like the white woman, but nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, he really is down bad. You talking about you paying for this? You're this guy. You're on TV,
Yeah.
and you're paying for this? Like, it's it can't be real to me. Honestly, I just don't think it's real because you cannot be this wealthy and be this dumb
Yeah, I think
at
it's
the
like
same
For
time.
it's a
real,
lack
for real, for real, for real.
it's a lack of charisma. It's a lack of game. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know how to like talk to a woman. Like, just to basically like. It seems like like when she said 25,000 a cheek, like that's what it was. Like he was paying to play, and she obviously probably has like a pimp or something like that. That's really trying to
Mhm.
run game and get that 10 million. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, he said it on the Joe Budden podcast. It was like she might have a pimp that's asking for 10, and
Mm.
then she trying to get her cut, which increased it to 50.
Yeah.
And they said something like, I think he said nothing over. I think Joe Budden said the best for me, like anything over 3,500. $2,500. If that ain't getting me all I can eat, I don't want it. You still want 25,000? That's crazy.
Honestly, if I'm sharp, I'm killing that bitch.
Wow. That's not a good look,
Oh my
Shannon.
god.
That's not a good look, Shannon. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh man. That's all the current events, I think.
That's all the current events, man. Nah, Avery, I
Yeah.
can't holler
Oh
at you.
no.
Hold on,
No, no,
wait.
hold on. That's not it. That's not it. I got one more.
Oh, wait. I got one
Trump.
more too. Since I got you on the line.
Yeah, hold on, bro. Trump said he tweeted the other day and said Shador Sanders has phenomenal genes. I said, bro, he
Wait,
sound
what'd he
like a
say?
slave master. He said Shador Sanders. I'm gonna read the tweet. Hold on. It's better I read it. Get it on the airways because bro, Trump was tripping. This is the first time I said, bro, why did he say this? Hold on, I got it. This man says, "What is wrong with the NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player. It was an even greater NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shador, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes, all caps.
Has phenomenal genes like genetics.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he says all is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately, all caps, by a team that wants him to win, all caps. Good luck, Shador, and say hello to your wonderful father." I said, this don't sound like a slave master
Yes,
saying
he has
phenomenal
phenomenal
genes.
genes. Look at that buck. Look at that boy. Look at that boy run. Wait, but
Bro, oh my god.
where's Trump writing this, on Truth Social, on X or something like that?
I think he posted this on X.
Man, Shador Sanders, he's like this football player in college, right? And he's like expected to go to the league like #1 draft pick. Is that what he
Yeah, he was
is?
expected to go top 10
Top
or
10.
even in the first round somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the first wild thing Trump said. That's my African
Yeah.
American. Look at my African American.
I know. This was funny because it was so current, though. It didn't make any sense because how do you say someone has phenomenal genes? It reminded me of the Shannon Sharp shit because it's like, bro, you not reading the room? If you know who Deion Sanders is, you know who Shannon Sharp is. If you know who both them two guys is, then you know phenomenal genes ain't the best thing to say right now.
That's so wild. The president is tweeting about football draft picks. That's insane.
Yes, I know it's crazy.
All right, no, but Avery, I got you here. I got to ask you, what's your report card on your guys' first 100 days?
Ooh.
So if I'm being honest, it's 50%. I give him. I mean, out of 100.
Oh wow.
Out of 100, I'm gonna say out of 100 because I'm not
You
gonna
don't like
say
these
it's a
tariffs,
D.
baby? You don't like the tariffs?
I don't like the. I don't like the. I will say some of the things I don't like is okay. Him. The main thing is him making people come back into the office. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
The government spending. I don't like how Elon's so engaged.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things I'm a little, wary of. But I can't speak. Like I said, I love this country. I love everything about the president and his cabinet. There's nothing I say bad about them. I love my country, number one.
Okay.
Obviously we're on the airways, so I'm gonna keep it, politically correct. But
Man,
I
say
would
what you like,
say,
man.
I'm gonna say
keep it real. Keep it raw.
the returning people back into the office was the thing that it kind of affected me. Now that's the only thing I don't like, but I'm gonna live with it because it didn't like change my life drastically, but it did affect me in some type of way.
Okay.
I
Do
didn't have
you
to come
work for
back
the
into the
Fed?
office. No. So I basically there's things that I do that it's involved,
Mm-hmm.
So if things go down or what's it called? Jobs, that market on that side of things, if spending's cut down, that it will eventually trickle down to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if people are forced to go back in the office and people cancel contracts, and yes, it would affect me in some way. So that's what I mean by them cutting the budgets and stuff like that. It has affected me in a small portion with one of my income streams. So yeah, so that that did affect me, but nothing crazy like that, because I know things can happen. I feel bad for the people who just have one job or
Hmm.
in this country or just have one source of income coming in. Yeah, then you signed you didn't know you didn't expect this and you
Hmm.
could have lost your job and you could be out of work.
Yeah.
But luckily, obviously, I work on a risk averse way when it comes to income, so I'm good. It affected me, but that's the one thing I didn't like. Now the illegal immigrants getting out. Oh man, tremendous job, sir.
Oh
Keep them
wow, you
going.
like that?
Keep
You
them
like
going.
sending people to El Salvador, just disappearing motherfuckers like.
You know what's funny? The dude from Maryland is, obviously my home state,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And saying that he was an MS-13 gang member or whatever. I'm like, his wife. I saw the picture of her trying to hide the tattoo of the MS-13 on his hand. I don't know if that's true or
Uh
not.
huh.
But the media can couture stuff. But I'm
Right.
like I said, I'm good with us getting our jobs, getting more jobs. We all know that things are ran higher up above the whites anyway. So I think get them out, man. I mean, anybody
Get
that's
them
legal, get
out.
them out. Get them
Get
out.
them out. Wow. Wow.
And what I'm trying to think, what else he did? I think that's the only two things I really, I didn't vote for. So I'm gonna say to be honest with you,
Keep it,
I
man.
didn't vote for him.
You was up in
I
my
ain't vote for
chat,
him.
bro. You were up in my chat for months, like MAGA, MAGA, and now
I
he's in
know,
office.
I
You
know.
like, I don't know, bro.
No, no. So this is what happened. This is what black people say. This is what happened was when he got in office. I initially thought, you know what, he wasn't going to go out and try to attack the government in the way he did. But obviously, he's looking for revenge in
Hmm.
some ways. The people did him wrong. So I get it. But I think overall, first 100 days, 50 out of 100, meaning them cutting the budget, I get. But certain people in the tech space being involved, I disagree with.
Uh huh.
But the illegal immigrants and getting them out, and then the tariffs, like, I mean, it is what it is. I haven't been affected by the tariffs too much. Um,
I
I
don't even
mean,
think the
shit,
tariffs
shit
really
costs a
went
lot.
into effect. Like what I heard is like they weren't even collecting the tariffs because it wasn't like official. Like he might have gave that executive order, but it still takes Congress to make it
Right,
effective.
right, right.
So like
Makes sense.
it really just tanked the market for like nothing because like nobody even collected the money. They were just
Mm.
uncertain. Like what the hell is happening?
I do think that's smart though. He's
Oh.
pumping and dumping. No, pause. But he's pumping and dumping. That's like an old like stock trick. When
That's hella
news come
illegal.
out,
That's hella
it
illegal
is,
money.
it is. But hey, that's stimulus. That's a stimulus on the way. You think about it.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow. I didn't buy in. I didn't buy the dip.
no, I still rock. Like I said, I like his. I already said I like his. Even if it's wrong, his openness. I mean, even if it's not true, just the
Hmm.
illusion of his openness, it's refreshing. So
Okay.
yeah, I give it a 50.
A
If I'm being
50.
honest, 50%.
All right. There's rumors.
Uh,
Go ahead,
do
Nelson. Go
you
ahead.
think there's going to be next time? There's going to be free and fair elections?
Yeah, that was
No,
my
I
next.
don't think.
That was my next question. I was gonna ask 2028. Are you going Trump 2028? You going MAGA 2028?
I'm still gonna write his name on the ballot only
Wow.
because I want to see through his plans what he started now. If he can go back again, yeah. I mean, the career I'm in the industry I'm in, I'm doing what they need. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess against, if you're against the grain, I guess I see why you wouldn't want Trump against people in this country. But I mean, I'm kind of like fitting into the normal American person that they need to contribute to what the initiative. So I mean, I don't have a problem. I guess that's my bias. Is this is tied to the way I make money? It's tied to my military background. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm kind of in the mix of the American cycle, so that's why I kind of bias toward Trump and his initiatives.
Nelson.
Well, what you want me to say? What's the question?
I was just. Did he answer your question? Do you think they'll be free and fair? Did he answer it?
Oh, he said no. He said no.
Yes and no. Yeah, yeah. I don't think there will be. I think definitely. I think they just banned somebody. I don't know, the Senate or Congress. I don't know which one. I saw a tweet. It was basically one person denied the U.S. proving that you're a U.S. citizen to vote. And I think why is that a bad thing?
Okay, but what about them? Kidnapping like students who are protesting against Israel. You don't think this is gonna have blowback later? Like free speech is now being attacked. I write an article about Israel, I could get my ass deported or my citizenship taken.
Well, free speech is being attacked in different outlets. You can't even speak about certain groups of people too as well these days. They're taking words out the dictionary. I don't know. I think yeah, I'm not protesting for nobody but my people at the end of the day. And
Hmm.
I get it why other people do it, but at the same time, other countries that have nothing to do with us. I'm good.
Hmm.
I'm not protesting for them. So I mean, hey, you want to step out and protest for another country? Go right ahead. I'm not protesting for Israel or Palestine, in my opinion. I mean, that's might sound. I'm not. I mean, not my business. I'm black and I'm proud.
Okay. Black and proud. Now where the white women at? Let's go. But I'm joking. But no, I think man, there's gonna be consequences for like what's happening now with like the people they're arresting and stuff like that. You know, like
Mhm.
the guy they sent to El Salvador, the Turkish girl they sent to Louisiana. You know,
What is that? A Turkish girl to in Louisiana?
you didn't see that. You didn't see. They don't
What
show
she
that
look
on
like?
Fox News, huh?
I might bail her out. What she look like? Hold on.
Basically, this Turkish girl was getting her PhD at one of those, top universities. She was here on a student visa. She just wrote an article like saying like, "Hey, Israel's committing a genocide." She wasn't even like protesting like that. They snatched her off the streets and sent her to this detention camp in Louisiana, and that was like 2 months ago, and she's still there right now. So,
Wow,
yeah,
what I'm clicking them now.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't show that on Fox News. You're right. I do be watching Fox News. I do be watching Fox News. Let me see.
Well, I'm sure the Fox News channel is just having a field day. Like they're arresting the gang members. They're sending the
Yeah, they going
terrorists out.
crazy. 2,000 are been deported today in the first 4 hours of the day. So they be reporting stuff like that. I'm like,
Let's go.
whoa.
Get them.
Uh,
And Nelson, what were you saying?
I see her. I see her.
Well, what's concerning for me really is the amount of white supremacists, neo Nazis, race science that he has
Mm,
around him.
Mhm.
That's what's really concerning, and
Yeah.
people who have like very utopian, weird ambitions, like Peter Thiel and the guy, the philosopher, I forgot his name. Well, it literally
Yarvin. And Yarvin.
Yarvin, yeah, he wants to bring down democracy. That stuff is like in the open. Just the media doesn't report about it.
Yeah, Stephen Miller and
If you
shit
go
like
to
that.
Elon's Twitter, he literally follows Nazis, people who believe black people are genetically inferior in terms of IQ. I mean, they're getting more and more brazen. I'm so like, but if you ask the average person, they wouldn't know it because the media, like, they refuse to report it. You really wouldn't know how crazy it is.
Yeah, Avery, what you think? I'm sorry, Avery, we got to put you on blast, man, because I haven't spoken to you. I haven't spoken to you in months, man. And
Yeah,
I
I
mean, we have to
know.
check on you, man. Make sure you're okay. You in Maryland, man.
I've been enjoying like I said, I've been enjoying the first couple months. I've been living large.
You've been living
I'm
large, still balling out of control. I hear you, man. I hear
I
you,
mean,
man. We just
I do think there are definitely issues. Definitely, I think one of the things that when Zelensky came and had the meeting in the Oval Office,
that was crazy.
that did rub me the wrong way.
That
And this
was
is why I said,
trashy, man.
yeah, it was definitely 100% trashy. I didn't think that's what we should. But then I realized like this is what Nelson been talking about. We shouldn't let these people in office. I get it. But that was like the side right there. I was like, come on, man. We gotta act. This is not military customs and courtesy. This is not how the
Yeah,
United States
you don't
should
have the
should move.
cards. You don't have the
Van
cards.
Yeah.
started that shit, man. It was that was Vance's fault. He started doing it.
Yes, yes. And that's why I said like, and then I started doing my research on not well, Vance and additionally, I mean I didn't have a problem because I didn't know him. You know what I mean? But then I saw what's his name?
Hmm.
Jack Jack Daltrey. I don't know what his name. He was on the what's that guy that Kanye did the interview with where he wore he said DEF
Nick
CON 10,
Fuentes.
he wore like that mask and he
Oh,
said Hitler does amazing
oh,
things, something like that.
not Nick Fuentes, but
It's another
Alex
guy.
Jones.
Alex
Alex
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
So this dude, he was sitting down. I think it was Nick. Maybe it was Nick or some guy named whatever his name is. But he was sitting down with Alex Jones just recently. He was talking about how JD Vance was a journalist in the military. He wasn't even a combat dude. Obviously, he's trying to put himself out there as if he was in combat, and that's the one thing I don't like about military members because he shouted out what's his name, the guy who's running with Kamala, as he was never in the military or he never was in Iraq.
Tim
But
Walls.
bro, yeah, Tim Walz. He came at Tim Walz about that, but you were a journalist in the military. What are we talking about? You damn near the same people. You know what I mean? Like you, if you weren't picking up a gun, don't speak. Really, don't brash yourself and you saved people and you did this. Like honestly, it's like if you weren't front lines, Marines or SEAL team, you were in the military, but like don't try to like make it seem like you know save people out of a burning building because you didn't. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I realized about JD Vance too. Like the tough guy act just got to stop. Which that annoyed me with Zelensky because this guy and then talk about his suit. Why is he not wearing a suit? His country's at war. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It just was contradicting to me how they were coming at him in the office.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
And meanwhile,
it could be
Elon
me.
walks into the Oval Office wearing like dirty jeans and like t-shirts and
Right,
yeah.
right, and that's what I said. I don't like certain people involved around the presidency. I'm sure it's because of the funding that he put in during the after the assassination attempt. Man, it's like I love and hate thing. That's why I scored it a 50 because it's just so much. It's things I like and some things I don't like.
All right, keep it real. Keep it real. If you could snap your fingers right now, it's November 5th, and you could pick the election. Would you want at this point? Would you still not say Kamala, or would you be like, no, put Trump in there, man. We need that.
I still say put Trump.
Ooh, that's crazy. Man,
I
it's
still
been
say
crazy.
put Trump, my
It's
brother.
been a
I
crazy
still say
100
put Trump, my brother. I'm sorry.
man. It's been a crazy 100 days. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I'm low key.
It would have been nothing going on if Kamala was in.
Man, we would have had. Man, it would have been black excellence in that thing. All that, man, all that cocoa butter and hair grease up in the Oval Office shit would have
Oh
been
my
so
god.
fly, so bad.
Oh my god.
A pretty ass AKA stomping on the yard. Shit would have been so sexy. Shit would have been lit.
She still got a chance. I mean, no, I think it's done. I think she's better off trying to. Well, she still had a chance.
She
I
could
mean, she just
run.
got to get a good
Yeah,
running
yeah.
mate.
She could run for governor of California, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think that would be a good step. Like,
yeah.
yeah, like we love old presidents. So like, if she just waits maybe until she's like 70 or 80, we'll be like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's give her a shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Nelson, go ahead.
No, I was just muted. I just thought, yeah.
Okay. Man, when are they gonna have a black person running Portugal, Nelson?
We are already had.
Really?
He was the last president, Antonio Costa. Now he's working under European Union. You see him a lot if you see the EU.
Wait, Portugal had a black president. You had a Barack Obama, for real.
Yeah, right on Google, Antonio Costa.
Antonio Costa. He was the president?
Yeah.
Antonio Costa. Okay. This guy.
It's a republic, so it's like a prime minister. Yeah, that's him.
Interesting. I never heard of this guy. Interesting. I'm gonna look into him. Anyway, man. Nah, we need that black excellence in the office, man. I think Kamala should run not in 2028, but like what is it, 2032, something like that.
2036.
2036.
Yeah, give. I think when you wait so long, like I mean, obviously Barack Obama, you just want something different, and that's kind of what, what happened with Trump. I mean, people just wanted something different initially. I feel like I don't want her to win off that. Like, oh, we just want to see a black face. I don't want her to win off of that, but at the same time, I think people have white fatigue, and they also have black fatigue.
So what? We need some Hispanic president.
Yeah, I mean, no. I definitely not. I would never do that.
AOC. AOC, man, she could do it, man.
I hate her with a passion, bro. I hate her
with a passion, man.
I can't stand her. She reminds me of everything.
I love her fine ass.
Well, we love her, man. She's so bad. She's so bad in so many ways. Beautiful on the inside and out. We love her.
Man, I think she just reminds me of so much like wrong with some Spanish women in the New York area. So that's why I really don't like her. It's just she just reminds me of everything bad with Spanish women.
AOC looks like that girl that be rolling her neck at you and snapping her fingers.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't like that. Actually, I realized over the years that just this last year and a half, that Middle Eastern women are actually what I always thought Latino women to be.
Exactly.
And actually, Latino women just are. Yeah. I'm good off
I've been telling people, man. People are like, "Oh, Simon like white women." No, I love the Middle Eastern girls, man.
Yes,
Arab,
I'm realizing
Turkish,
that now as I got older.
No,
yeah,
that's my
yeah.
opinion.
You take a maturity to realize that, like, nah, these type of women are actually what I think that these women were.
Yeah.
It's just they're just more popular. They're out there. You got Violent Myers. It's on the internet. going
Violent
crazy on every video.
liars. Violent
You know what I mean?
liars.
You know, they got a lot of social currency right now, and that's really what it is. The Latinos.
Social currency. That's insane. Yeah,
I
man.
think Denzel could win the presidency if he ran on a conservative platform.
Wow, Denzel as a Republican, Avery would be so happy.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Or Stephen A. I don't even like
Stephen
Stephen A. But
A,
he
bruh,
talking about Stephen A. running for president.
bruh, bruh, Stephen A for president. Lay off the weed. No,
Yeah.
he ain't gonna
But
legalize the weed.
he
No.
he 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 has rubbed the right, so he rubbed with the right shoulders at Disney, ESPN, and all that other stuff. So I think he just a good brother. You know, like a good, what's the word I'm looking for? A good um non disruptor. You know what I mean? He like says enough to stay within the lines, but still relate to the culture in a way.
Mm. I
Yeah.
honestly think Will Smith could do it. Stephen A.
Really?
I
No,
swear
he's
to
done,
God,
man.
I swear to God, Will
After the
Smith.
Jaden thing, after that that thing
Bro.
with how they call it? It was a
Y'all tripping.
situationship or something. That's over, man.
Stop it.
After
Normally
he
you say some
slapped
smart
Chris
stuff,
Rock
bro.
on the Oscars, that's
Yo,
it's done.
stop it. You
Yo,
say some smart stuff, bro. But
I
I'll filter it.
listen. I feel like on one hand, like the whites generally like Will Smith. The whites generally have a
Yeah.
positive opinion. He's a good communicator. He's funny, charismatic, and I think he will pick some good policies. I don't want
Okay.
celebrities in office, but I think Will Smith could do it. Not The Rock, not
Not the Rock.
Denzel.
No.
Like
Nah.
Will Smith has crossed the color line. Like he's like as close as we have to like a neutral, black man who could get in the way. You know what I mean? Like,
What about
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson?
oh hell no.
Nah. His Super Bowl performance is all we gonna need from him. That was pretty good what he did there. But no, I think now you lay it out that way. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't know, like Jada Baker being
Jada
you
Pinkett.
know
See, y'all just
first
gonna hate
lady.
on this black woman. Y'all just really.
Like, yeah, like ew.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett as the first lady. She got pictures of Tupac on the White House.
Yo, Fox News would tear her apart.
Oh,
Fox News would tear her apart just by the Alka
Yeah,
Alcina thing. It
this
wouldn't even be funny.
this B More crackhead is Baltimore.
Yeah.
It'll be insane. But damn, I was gonna say something. I forgot, man. I forgot. It was good though. Fuck. Oh, Kendrick, man. What's happening with Kendrick in general? Do you plan on seeing his concert? Do you plan on going? Because I think he's on his grand national tour.
Yeah. No, I actually I went to one concert and I
Mm-hmm.
never believe in spending money again to go to another concert. Unless I'm like with my wife or if
uh,
she want to go somewhere. But
Yeah,
I don't believe in spending money on concerts only because like I enjoy the music at home and then
yeah,
also you can get all the videos of the concert at home. Like I've been watching the concert because someone's live streaming it every night that he has it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I've been able to watch the one in Houston, been able to watch the one in Minneapolis, and then the one in Dallas. This was last night. He's
yeah,
going to be in Atlanta on the 29th. So
yeah.
I watched that one too. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm not rich. No, I wouldn't spend money on, bro.
You wouldn't
Sorry.
spend money on it. I would.
No,
I would
nope.
if I could, but I'm out here. But if he ever takes it international, I'm definitely going because I feel like it's a moment. Like, Kendrick. I feel like single handedly is like holding up hip hop, to a certain level that we haven't seen in a long time, and I feel like it's important we support it. You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah, he is actually going to be in Europe.
oh, he is. Oh,
Yeah, he extended the tour to Europe.
okay. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Budapest, but if he comes to like Vienna, maybe Italy, something like that, I might
I'm
hit
going
up
to
the
check that
brother.
out for you.
Yep, yep, yep,
Let's see.
yep. Now, so how you feel about Kendrick right now? I don't know if you listen to him or not.
uh, I don't mind Kendrick. Sometimes I don't like the fans, but I don't mind Kendrick at all.
Yeah, yeah. You think it's
Yeah.
possible for?
You know why people like Kendrick so much?
Tell me.
Because we haven't had a Blade movie in years.
No, that's funny.
I
That's
don't
funny.
even get it. I don't even get the joke, but it's kind of funny.
I'm trying to think. So they got I don't know what some of these places are. France,
Mhm.
yeah, Glasgow, Frankfurt.
That's in
um,
Germany. Yeah, Frankfurt. Yeah.
Denmark,
Oh,
Toronto. Um, yeah, what is GB? Oh,
Great Britain.
London. I'm dumb. Barcelona, Rome, Italy,
Okay.
Warsaw, and Stockholm.
Okay. Closest to me might be Warsaw. So maybe going
Yeah,
there. A lot of people don't do Central and Eastern Europe. Damn. So yeah, I got to get out to the
yeah.
West, man. I've been thinking about moving
Carmen,
to.
can I ask you something? I want to see something.
Tell me.
Who would you prefer, Cardi B or the April girl from the Beckett movie?
You're insane. You're
I want to
insane.
see your type. Wait, what would you prefer?
Well, of course, I would pick Cardi B over that plain ass looking white woman. Are you insane?
Ah,
Are you
Easy
okay,
choice.
okay, okay.
are you
Like,
insane?
well, no, to wife or just to like be with. It's
To
different.
wife, to wife.
April.
You a wife April?
I would not wife Cardi B.
I would. I would wife.
For sure.
I would wife Cardi B, bro. I swear I
Yeah,
would. I swear I would. So quick. Y'all thinking y'all looking at me crazy.
yeah, no, I wouldn't. Nah, not Cardi B.
Did you see what Kanye said? He wishes he had dated Paris Hilton. Now he would have the Paris Hilton hotels.
Wow.
He said he
Wow.
dated the assistant of Paris Hilton, which was
Wow.
Kim.
Wow. That's funny. Kanye's out of control, man. Somebody take his phone. Somebody take his
But
phone.
he made a good point, though. I mean, you should like some hotels right now on your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, damn. I was gonna say something that was so good. I forgot. I forgot. Oh, about Kendrick. Sorry, going back to Kendrick. Kendrick
Mm.
obviously at the top right now, but is he now undisputably top five of all time? I have him in my top five of all time over Eminem, Andre 3000. Like he surpassed it for me.
Um, I would say, yeah, I put him top five now. Um, I think I really was it'll cement it because he's not going to release his album until this tour is done.
Mm.
I would assume he's going to gain a whole new fans. He has a whole new fans from the beef. GNX has a whole new fans. Super Bowl. His next album might sell 700
You think
easy.
so?
His next album may sell 700 easy, and depends on the features.
Nah.
You talking about if he circle back and he get somebody like Rihanna again
Mm.
on his album, he get like Frank Ocean possibly. Like he makes it very undeniable, like a nothing was the same, but also like a damn. Because Luther going crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and Luther song is going crazy. I mean, it's been number one for weeks. It's probably going to outdo Not Like Us. Man, yeah, he's going on a unprecedented move,
The only
unprecedented
way he
run right
makes
now.
700 if it's like a Drake disc compilation. There's no way that's making 700,000.
So GNX. So I'm giving you context. GNX came out November 22nd. It did 400, and he didn't do no promo, no release. He dropped
But
this
that was
before
off
the
the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl, though.
No,
That
no,
was off. That was off. Not Like Us.
right. So if that's off of Not Like Us, you talking about he hasn't released an album since the Super Bowl. New fans there. He hasn't released anything since the tour. Once the tour's over, he's going overseas too as well. People are going to be wanting his music after the tour, wanting something new after he keeps repeating the same music over the tour. People already want something after GNX. People want to see what the next Not Like Us is going to be, or what's going to be later. Is he going to come out with another hip hop album, or he's going to go R&B? It's going to do 700. That's my prediction. If he did 400 without releasing anything, he's going to do seven without no promo. He's going to do 700. People. I think people want to see. I think some people want to believe he's not going to, surpass the Not Like Us thing. I'm not saying you are, Russell, but I've seen people online that believe so, and a lot of the Drake fans or the Drake stands just don't. They're kind of come up with reasons why he's doing it. It has to be tied to beef. It has to be tied to all this other stuff. Man, after a year, how does Drake still come out and still reference beef, but his fans are saying don't make it about beef? It's like so much contradiction going on in this whole
Well,
space. Both fan
Drake
bases are
took a
annoying.
beating, man. He lost. You know.
I think what Drake fans in general need to put a painting on their wall. It says in his lawsuit that Drake has lost financial stress. He admits in his lawsuit. Basically, he can't sleep at night. He lost financial gain. popularity. He literally said internally it's bothering him, but his fans are online still fighting for him, even though he said he lost. That's where I know the contradiction in what people are reading and not reading. The man literally in a piece of paper, black and white, has said that this song is gut wrenching to him, and it hurt his feelings. What's the rebuttal? What's the rebuttal?
Well, he's trying to make some money out of there, you know. He's trying to finesse the label, you know. I mean, damn, he broke my heart. That Kendrick bro broke my heart. I want 100 mil.
Oh my god. I don't think he might win. He might win. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I think he a
I don't
snitch
think he's
now.
gonna win that, man. There's no way he's gonna win that.
I
He's
think he a
done.
snitch now.
Yeah. He's a snitch, bro. He's done,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know why he did that. I think you could have done anything else. Like just jump back in the booth, bro. Jump back in the booth. Get to the
It
rapper.
wasn't really that serious. If I'm being serious, it wasn't
Yeah.
really that serious.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like what are we suing for? Like I'm still confused today because like yeah, I get it if there was like payola and all this other stuff going on with the track. Okay, like that's a battle you fight another day. Like to do it right away, right after the fact, but not collecting all the information and really plugging yourself in and having the facts to release to the fans. It's like he's saying, I know there's foul play. I'm gonna get the courts for them to show it. But instead of him like having the resources in the pool to just release it and be like, this is what happened, now I'm suing you. And this is already out there. I don't know. I think it's a weird play. I think he's just trying to get a win in some outlet so he could feel
Yeah,
good about himself. But just off of this battle is just like it's Jonan. It's you're in school, you're at the lunch table, somebody says something about you, you say something back. This is like you don't need to take this to court, and that's
Yeah,
why I
but
say he's a snitch
calling
now.
somebody a pedophile though, I mean that's a extreme insult. People get killed over shit like that. You know what I mean? Like there's some wild people out there that would probably really believe Drake is a pedophile and kill him when they see him.
Why ain't he did yet?
Because he got security. He got Baca not nice. Baca, why is he around? We know why he around. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the interview? He said he was going to respond to Kendrick.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro. Yeah, these dudes that they're not tapped in. Who would listen to a Baca song about Kendrick Lamar?
No, like nobody. But I'm saying people are listening to Kendrick, and there's people that will permanently think, Drake touches kids. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. No, I do agree that it's possible that somebody would. I'm not gonna say that's far
like
fetched.
it's gonna sound wrong, right? But there's like a difference between being attracted to a like 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, or even younger, with like a 16, a 17. I mean, when these guys they like they're caught texting like a 17-year-old, I'm like, ugh, I don't care.
Now I
Yeah,
don't know. It might be different in Portugal. I don't know what the age of consent is, but I generally think like if you're 34, like she shouldn't be younger than 22. You know what I mean? Like you should have some sense. Like Shannon Sharp, he's caught up with this 19-year-old girl, and he's 54 years old. Like that don't make no sense. Like you.
Nah, man, she's an adult, man. She's old enough to like respectfully, selling
yeah.
herself online, but she cannot like date an older man. Come
She,
on.
I agree if her language and her communication aligns with that, but the word baby gravy cannot be used by an adult.
Ah,
baby gravy, put a big black baby in me at 19 years old. Like what the hell, bro? Like
Come on now, nah, bro. She's done. She's riding. I really I hope Shannon really just this time. I'm not trying to get back in that time. Man, he just need to go to jail. Lock him up with R. Kelly. Nightcap. Do nightcap from a prison cell, my G. Pay that money, my G. I'm done with him.
make an example out of him.
Yeah.
Hey, for me, Shannon Sharp, like I feel like they've been at him since that Cat Williams interview. Like to some degree, he's like a casualty of the Cat Williams fallout. Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
ever
yeah.
since then, it has not been the same for this man. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, he opened up. And the funny thing is, Monique and Cat Williams said something about white women with him on that couch. And he still ain't get the message.
All lies will be exposed. All the truth is going to come out, and the truth has been coming out. The truth has been coming out on
Yo.
Diddy, on Drake, on Shannon. It's been a fallout that's been crazy.
Even Drewski got hit in the mix.
Man, it's crazy. And I like Drewski
Yeah.
too. I watched that stupid ass reality show for the love of Drewski. Like Drewski's a funny dude, but Yeah, man. All these entertainers, man, are just it's something sick going on
Did you
behind the
see that
scenes.
dyke that turned like female and she looked real nice?
Yeah, switcheroo. She was from Baltimore.
That
Oh, she
uh
was.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that
I
was
ain't
a
seen
real
it. I ain't
highlight
watch
for
it.
me.
You watched that show, Nelson? You know what I'm talking about. For the love of Drewski.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it. Dr. Umar came in.
Yeah, Doctor.
I did see the Dr. Umar joint. There could have been love. There could have been love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did watch the Nah, the Dr. Umar is funny, man.
Yeah, he's a
Dr. Umar
king.
is funny.
Yeah, but that girl switcheroo, she was hella cute. No, Nelson, is that not your type?
Yeah, nah, that was my type for sure.
Yeah.
Like not what she was a dyke though. But when she, put that dress on,
hmm
her hair looked real nice.
Yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. But that Dr. Umar episode was fire. I think Dr. Umar should do a dating show. He should be like the host. You know what I mean? Like matching couples on per.
Doesn't he have like a daughter? He abandoned or something.
Yeah, I think he's a deadbeat to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's from. I
And
mean,
he's talking about the dangers of snow bunny mind control.
there should be like a game show where they match people based on like personalities and interest. And Dr. Umar says, "Yeah, they're a good match." And then when it's revealed they're a different race, Dr. Umar has to be like, "Oh hell no!" Like I would watch that. I would watch that over and over, over and over again. But yeah, yep. What is it like in Portugal with like interracial relationships? Are they common? Are they uncommon? Like what is it like over there in your country?
uh, I guess. Well, that's a hard question. I guess there must be some stigma, right? Because this is a racist country.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're fairly they're not rare. You see them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Is
and
it
it's usually some white girl and a really ugly looking sticking African guy.
okay?
You
When you
know,
say like really like, do you mean like a guy fresh off the boat? Like a
like yeah, kind of. To be honest, I see that a lot.
okay, okay. Is there that differentiation like between like the different black folks in Portugal? Like if you're from Brazil, if you're from Cape Verde, if you're if your family's been there for generations, like they have those like divisions between the groups, or is it like, oh, we're all just black here?
No, there's definitely divisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not really Portuguese unless you're white.
Mm-hmm.
And but one thing I like though is these Brazilian girls. They really seem to be into black guys.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them, I don't really consider them black. I consider them like Brazilian race, like their own race.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, they think themselves as black, and they like black guys.
Okay.
So that's the thing I like. I don't really like Brazilians that much, but some of these Brazilian girls, they're definitely an upside.
Okay. Okay. And are there a lot of them running around? Like a lot of Brazilian?
Oh, now like since 3 or 4 years ago, there's a big migration wave,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of Brazilians now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Brazilians now. A
And you say
lot.
you don't like them really. Like, what don't you like about them?
I mean, they're kind of shady.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of loud.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of disruptive. It's the same as loud, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
but I like their woman. I just wish there was more Brazilian women and less Brazilian men. It would be safer.
Mm-hmm.
It would be good for the population in terms of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It just be so good because Portuguese girls are incredibly stuck up, like
Okay.
you wouldn't imagine.
Okay.
Like it has to be worse than like some woman in the Middle East who has a husband who's in ISIS or something.
Okay.
They're incredibly stuck up.
Okay. Like when you say stuck up, like it's hard to approach them. Like they don't like you
It's
unless you
hard
got
to
money.
approach them. It's hard to talk to them. It's just like it's just like a headache, man.
Mm.
I think they think they're better than you, man.
Mm. Mm. And when
Because
you
some of these guys, especially nowadays with social media, these guys are dogs, man.
mm.
One of these girls they have 200 guys on them, man. Like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you say like, you see like a like a Portuguese girl with like a really black African guy. Like, are these Portuguese girls looking nice, or is it like how sometimes you see a fat white woman with like a decent
No,
looking
they're
brother?
looking nice. Portuguese girls in general, they look nice.
Uh huh.
There's not really fat girls here either.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a Anglo-Saxon thing, I guess.
What you mean? I don't know what you mean.
The being fat thing, the being really really fat.
Okay. So wait, you
Yeah.
don't have
And
big
Portuguese
obese?
girls, they have a fat ass too, man. I don't know how or why they have a fat ass.
Okay. Okay. Better more than Spanish women, because I've heard like in Spain, like the girls are carrying something back there.
I haven't visited Spain in a long time. I was like 13 when I went to Spain, but
Yeah.
for me, it's good here. It's good here.
Yeah. You wouldn't leave. You don't want to move. It's home.
I don't know. I think about it sometimes, but I really like it here. Here's really cool. It's
Yeah.
a chill place.
Yeah. In Lisbon or another city?
Um, I live in the Greater Lisbon, which is
Mm,
part of Lisbon.
I see.
But like it's all chill throughout the country. It's really nice.
I
It's laid
got you.
back.
I got you. I got you. Interesting. And you said like the black Brazil. Are you talking about the black Brazilian girls like brothers or like all
The black
Brazilian?
Brazilian girls.
Okay.
Those like they think like those light skinned girls.
They're really light
They're
skinned.
like yellow. The yellow girls.
Okay. So they're really like intermixed, but they still consider themselves black, and they prefer black men.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And do they have good personalities compared to the Portuguese girls?
They're kind of promiscuous, for lack of a better word, but
Mm,
yeah, they're nice girls. It can be a little hard, but if you chase them, they'll come to you.
yeah. Is it about the money
But
with
with
them?
Portuguese girls, if you chase them, there's no guarantee.
Let's go. Is it about the money?
With Portuguese girls, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm. But the Brazilians, not so much.
The Brazilians, man, it's all good, man.
It's all
They
good.
know it's not that serious, man. You just want to smash, man. They know
Yeah.
they want to smash too.
Yeah.
They like fucking.
And with
There's
the
nothing wrong with fucking.
and what about the Cape Verdean girls?
The Cape Verdean girls, honestly, they're not sending their best over here. They're not that good looking. They're not that good looking, but they're beautiful women as well.
Mm,
Especially those. They're good. They're better than Brazilians for me.
I see. Because Cape Verde sent us Amber Rose.
Yeah, I know. I heard it. I heard she's Cape Verdean or something. I heard there's a big community of Cape Verdeans in Boston.
Yep, 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 yep. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, interesting. So, so I you, man. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, man. But it was good chopping it up with you, man. I hadn't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah, man, it was really good. I enjoyed you talking to you. I enjoyed the Avery here.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the movie review. It
yeah.
was all good. I'd like to thank you for your time for
Nah,
the
thank you,
review.
man. Nah,
I
you don't have
love
to
it.
say
It was
thank you,
great.
man. It's all love.
So
Yeah. But